go. Hello, everybody. Long time no see. How are we doing today, chat?
We thought it would never come back. We thought it was over.
It was over.
That's right. People are messaging me. They're like, how dare you not do the show? And I know they're mad about the morning show because we were just doing the morning show.
Yeah.
But, like, we've been working on stuff. Right?
Yeah, we have. And Thursday, the reason why we couldn't be there, of course, you saw the picture. We were in Vegas.
Yes.
So Rex was doing a lot of shows. I didn't get out to Vegas till later.
Together.
And then we did the big one together on the Hodge twins, which really exciting. Good guys.
And that's going to be, they said that was like an hour and 50-minute. There's going to be a lot of great clips in there. Hopefully we're going to get a lot of people to check out the channel. That's going to be really cool. And for you guys, I just think you're really going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
It was a good episode.
It was
had
good.
A lot of fun.
And the producer was like, you guys all had good chemistry, and it was just, the conversation was flowing. It was fun. It was fun to do that. So
sure. And it's also like, it's a thing as like we go on shows and whatnot, or even like when we do this one, and like you are someone where like you're not totally absorbed in like constant like media cycle, right?
No.
You're not constantly on YouTube. So for me, like when I watch a lot of people do shows, like if I see a new show or whatnot pop up on like TikTok or like Instagram or like YouTube, it's always like the same type of formulaic thing, right? It's just like someone regurgitating a message that they had heard before,
Oh,
right?
really?
Just from just like in various respects, like that's crazy Trump, or oh I love Trump, like that. We don't do that, right? Like we're post duopoly, and I think we did a good job of explaining on the show what makes this show and just makes us in general different. Is like, and that's really what has to happen in the future. And that's the meta, is like all that's going to die.
yeah,
I think we did a good job explaining that.
we did. And I forget which one of the twins said this, but they were like, yeah, we're in the middle now. He said we were conservative. They're thinking about renaming one of their channels from Conservative Twins to like, I don't know what else, but you know.
Really quick, Bulky Fig says, glad to see you guys back. Rex, will you be live on YouTube or Rumble tomorrow? I'd like to listen at work, but I can't on X. Leave my phone on for the entire duration. Yes. Okay, so I have new channel, everything getting set up. I'm going to be working after we get off stream tonight as well. But before that, as for tomorrow, it's going to be the Rex X Gray Area channel that will be live to. So that's already set up, and that's on YouTube. So I'll go ahead. I'll make sure that I'll make a little disclaimer tweet about that this evening, and I'll go ahead and leave that up so you can find it.
Yeah, and I'll help you set up some stuff. We can get like links together where all of them are together. We got to get some banners. We got to get the whole American Journal thing going.
I'm working with the InfoWars people as well. Like we're going to have a bunch of graphics. It's going to be really cool.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, we're getting married soon.
Who said that?
Married soon. Our X-Intent dating. We're getting married soon.
Something like that, you know.
Sounds good. There you go. But yeah, no, I'll take care of you, man. I really appreciate the support. And like I promised to do the daily show. And this is the thing, like it is a huge commitment.
It is
to do the daily show.
You should have said like 3 times a week to start out with.
We're gonna do something like that. The way I have it though is like so many people have been supportive. Like so many guest host people have been supported. Like I'm gonna be working with Anthony Graffio as well. He's gonna help me out.
I'll pop in like once or twice a week to help out.
Okay. All right.
Make it easy.
Yeah, but primarily it's just going to be me. So if you want to catch me 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Weekdays, I'll be live, and we're going to set up the new channel. So thank you for that. Enjoyed the interview with Jake Shields. Jake is a little hard to listen to because he's a bit slow. I wouldn't say that. Looking forward to the Twins pod. Here's the thing. It's just like some people really like to interrupt, and like that's totally fine because they got a lot to say. Right. Yeah. So like, I honestly, like people were telling me that like, oh, like you should talk a little bit more on the pod with Jake. And I was like, well, you know, honestly, I felt like it brought the best out of me because I'm always having to respond to new stuff. That's kind of how my brain works anyway. How did you feel about, you know, just kind of like the vibe, everything? We were in Vegas. What do you think of it? The town in general. You
know, it's interesting. So I've been to Vegas on multiple occasions prior to that. So each one has been a new experience each time. There are fun things to do in Vegas. But then there's also a lot of debauchery. Right. You know, it's just like, maybe this was the hotel we were staying at, but just, I went there. My plane didn't get in till very early in the morning. So I'm like walking through the casino at 1 o'clock in the morning. It's just bustling, and people are like,
yeah, it's all the slot machines. And the slot machine thing is really crazy because you look at that and it's just like, well, that's all of us really on the cell phone. So, like, are we really any better than that? The answer is absolutely not.
That is true, but at least you're not losing money.
Well, the opportunity cost. But the thing is like, you see the old people and they're programmed. They found the machine that has like the right combination of like the flashing lights and colors. And they're like, I must buy. Oh,
and it's all an illusion too. Like, no, your probability doesn't change from machine. And in fact, you're likely to lose on all of them. So
they had this thing where it was like a claw machine where it had like fake gold nuggets inside of it that had like, I guess, money inside or like a ticket inside or whatever. And that is the most degen thing that I have seen in such a long time. And it was popular. All the people over the age of 80 were over there. They were all hanging out.
The whole casino was just sprawling with like over the age of 65.
Well, why is that? Because they have the money.
They have the money. They're retired. That's the pension going in towards the slot machine. But yeah, overall, very interesting. But there are a lot of fun things to do in Vegas if you're like not doing the casino. But yeah, you do need money. Yeah, that's a very good point.
Yeah,
you do need money to do like most of the stuff in Vegas, and you're spending like a minimum $50 to $100 on like a real experience. Like just to go to the Sphere to watch like the whole graphic thing, you expect to pay like $130 just to go watch like a 20-minute immersive experience inside of the Sphere.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, the Sphere is crazy to see as well. That was pretty nuts. Pretty crazy project. Let's get into the news blitz and then we'll do a deep dive. So
yeah, I owed you guys a deep dive. I know it's been.
I like to go to the casino for the buffet. Shout out to Maureen. Maureen, you're amazing. We love you. We love you.
I can't imagine Maureen at the slot machines. The buffet sounds good.
She owns the casino. That's the game.
Yeah.
Need more goy bucks for all the new slop. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like, ooh, I have something in the news blitz. It's not even news. They're charging. Wes, could you get this up? It's the WWE $500 steak. It's in there. So when I was there, I got trapped in Vegas. So you left Friday morning, right? Or Saturday morning, excuse me.
Saturday morning.
Yeah. So I was stuck there all Saturday, and I had a layover. I haven't slept. So I went to bed in the Phoenix airport, but I was like trapped at the casino all day yesterday, and they had this entire like WWE themed like bar and whatnot, and they're trying to get you to buy like $55 drinks because it's named after a wrestler. And they got the lights, and they got like,
John Cena makes you disappear.
Not even midgets, but they got like people that are like 5'5", like running around in like full like not gimp suit, but like it's some sort of character. I don't know what it is. It's weird. It's weird. And if you look at the prices of these things, yeah, you got it up there. Let's go ahead and look at this really quick. $500
for that?
For like a $15 piece of meat, maybe.
That's
unbelievable.
Insane. That's insane.
It got WrestleMania box. I got WrestleMania.
Do you get to keep that knife? Is that what's in there?
No, you have to give that back.
Oh
actually.
my God.
That's a joke. That's a joke. Of course you get to keep the knife.
I was about to say.
Of course you get to keep the knife. But yeah, so like that's in stage Empire right there. I mean, look at that. They're in the Coliseum. They're eating the slop. The Empire is
with
destroyed.
$500. You could go and do a whole bunch of things.
Dude, $500. You could invest. You could pay car insurance. You could pay regular insurance. You could do all sorts of stuff. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, if you're going there, you're probably paying good money to be inside of there too.
Well, that's the thing is there were a lot of empty seats, I believe, as well. So
wow.
But just wanted to point that out because that's the sickness in the society. Let's go ahead and go to the first thing in there, which is the Wall Street Journal report, Trump versus generals. I want to read this to you, Tim. I want to get your take. I have a take on this as well. It's probably not what you think. So I'm going to go ahead and read this now. A stunning new report in the Wall Street Journal reveals that military advisors intentionally excluded Donald Trump from the command room during the recent high-stakes operation to extract a downed U.S. airman in Iran because they feared his erratic behavior could jeopardize the mission.
Ooh.
According to the Wall Street Journal, Trump was in such a volatile state, I'm crashing out, after Iran shot down a U.S. jet that he spent hours screaming at aides in the West Wing, obsessing over the political fallout and invoking Jimmy Carter in the 1979 hostage crisis. Officials made the call to limit his access only briefing him at meaningful moments, quote unquote, instead of giving him real-time control. And go ahead and scroll down a little bit.
Sorry.
Just hours later, Trump woke up and fired off his profanity-laced threat online, warning Iran it would be left living in hell. And we got that later as well. So what do you think of this?
No.
What do you think about the he's at the little kid table?
They're like, Grandpa, you know, it's time to take your meds and put him to sleep. And they're just trying to
Sleepy Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe Biden. They're like, sir, we have to stop dropping bombs. Like, we're gonna run out of missiles. Sleepy Joe Biden wouldn't run. He ran out of missiles. I'm not gonna run out.
Never run out of missiles.
Wow.
And so, you know, I look at this. I bet we see a couple of people fired after this one. That's what I think.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, dude, Trump does not like anything going behind his back. There's no possible way.
We're gonna find the leakers. That's what he always likes to say.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, just think about it this way, right?
Okay.
You might see this as like a moment of dissent that goes against his will. Sure. And he's one of the people that I see like anything that he sees that's out of line, he's going to crack down on that.
Sure.
I don't see any other way for him to not get mad at some people.
I don't buy it because I don't think it was about rescuing the pilot. I think it was like a failed snatch and grab operation for the uranium. And maybe they did get the pilot trapped in that process.
Oh, so this is another pilot now.
Yeah, well, I don't know. No, I think this is the same thing.
Okay.
This is referring to the same story. But I don't buy it on its face. I just think it's all a lie. Like here's the thing. Anything that comes out of like New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Financial Times, Times of London, here's the thing. If it's unfriendly to Trump, just because it's unfriendly to Trump doesn't mean you should trust it. Right? Like there's a lot of misinformation, disinformation, lying you can do by just saying, oh, like this is a different bad thing that's happening as to the real bad thing that's going on. Yes. I don't know if I buy it.
Very, very hard to tell what the truth is now.
Wow.
And it's like I'm always wondering who the sources are sometimes for these types of conversations. Like, how close do you need to be to understand the real situation, or is it out in the open?
Right. Well, let's take a look at Trump's latest tweet and threat here. And it's more mafia stuff. He's a mafia person. We're offering a very fair and reasonable deal. Is there more? We scroll down really quick. Yeah, there is. Okay.
Do you want to start up here? Or you
no, I'm just going to read it. And this is Trump's tweet. Iran decided to fire bullets yesterday in the Strait of Hormuz, a total violation of our ceasefire agreement. Many of them are aimed at a French ship and a freighter from the UK. That wasn't nice, was it? My representatives are going to Islamabad. They will be there tomorrow evening for negotiations. Iran announced they were closing the strait, which is strange because our blockade has already closed it. So what's going on here? So I thought that we wanted the strait open. I thought that we unsanctioned their oil so they could sell their oil so they could keep the market solvent.
I think this has to do with Israel and Lebanon, to be honest. I think there was still conflict that's going on there. I don't think there was a ceasefire.
Well, I mean, we're hearing conflicting things. I heard there was still a ceasefire, but I think that's going to end soon. We're going to get into that. You know what?
So much information.
Yeah,
man.
I'm going to go ahead and close this out. But actually, Wes, will you come back to me really quick? I want to give people a little bit of an update. So the ceasefire is over. All right. The U.S. is attacking ships in the strait. Iran has launched drone attacks at U.S. targets in the region. It's back on. So the quartering can waddle around and do the tap dance, but like there ain't no brakes on this train. And we're the ones that want it to stop. So
right.
We're just reporting on the news here.
Well, and what's interesting is I thought we had our own blockade, and then, you know,
the blockade of the blockade?
Yeah, the blockade of the blockade. And then I thought that's
smart.
what pushed them. At first, I was like, that doesn't sound like a bad idea, because now he's getting Iran to kind of like concede a little bit. But now it's just all bets off the table. So how many more cards do you have to play at this point? Like, how many threats can you take before it becomes just bluffs?
Well, I was watching Mohammed Merendi talk about this on Danny Haifong's channel earlier today, talking about the weather. Right. So like if you're going to do some sort of like troop operation, you have to basically do it now. You're not allowed to wait. Like
what do you mean?
Well, I mean, you're talking about sandstorms. You're talking about incredible like desert conditions. You're talking about.
Do they have like humidity. A storm season?
Yeah, they got all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, it's huge. It's like the size of Western Europe. So like imagine like we don't even have the concept of what they got. And it's like mountains crazy everywhere.
But I think we've come to the conclusion. I think there's a big consensus that we probably can't put troops on the ground, and they're very well prepared.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Or somebody said this to me, a friend of mine. He said, I think all of this is delaying so we can move more assets over there and make a bigger strike. Was his theory.
Well, yeah, but like, what does the strike constitute of? Because the Air Force has already hit 10,000 targets and the strait is closed. You know, so like my thing is I think back to this call often because I think it was very prescient when the Marine called into my dad's show and the Marine said like they would never use us as a pawn. They would never throw our lives away. And I was like, huh. Well, that is interesting. I think you're wrong. I think you're damn wrong about that. I think they absolutely are totally willing to throw your lives away.
They've been doing that for forever.
Yeah, and what I saw Maharani said is like, yeah, maybe we let them take a couple islands. Maybe we let them stay there. Maybe the missiles start coming. And then what do? You have to resupply the people that are there.
Yep.
You have to defend the people that are there. And the people that are there, they have to complete some sort of objective, right? So they already got a job to do. It's just, it's crazy on multiple levels. And I think the real lesson out of this war, like on America's part, we have to take from this is like air power is not, you can't affect the regime change you want with the air power.
No.
Alone. It doesn't work.
Well, I mean, look, you didn't even have to go through Iran just to see that. We tried that in Vietnam. That was the last time we had
linebacker.
Yeah, we had air superiority that entire time. It's just if there are people on the ground and there are still assets, there's nothing you can do. Same thing they tried to do in Iraq, right?
Right.
Same thing they tried to do in Afghanistan. So I mean, air superiority doesn't mean anything these days. You're right.
Sure, and it's just a thing as to like how much money must be spent on these things before they're over as well.
Did we finish this?
No.
Okay, let's finish.
God, it's so, Lord have mercy. It's just, it's painful to deal with Trump.
Okay. So
I got it. Iran has recently announced that they were closing the strait, which is strange because the blockade has already closed it. They're helping us without knowing. So that's like when Scott Bessent said that we were doing jujitsu on the Iranians by allowing them to sell their own oil and making them richer because we need the oil market to be stable. And they're the ones that lose with the closed passage, $500 million a day. Where does that number come from exactly?
Some analyst in the back closet coming up with numbers.
That's like when they said my dad is worth $270 million. That's just, they just invent numbers out of well, what about the U.S. number? What about the $50 billion? You know, that we spent on, like, you think about it, it's not a bad trade, even if that number's correct. But it's not true. It's just on its face not true. Ships are headed right now to the U.S., Texas, Louisiana, and Alaska to load up compliments of the IRGC, always wanting to be the tough guy. We're offering a very clear and reasonable deal, and I hope they take it because if they don't, the United States is going to knock out every single power plant and every single bridge in Iran.
Oh, he's back to this.
Well, that's the thing. It's like Tom and Jerry. Like Tom can't stop chasing the mouse.
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
He's obsessed with the idea of blowing up their power plants. Like, and he got that idea from someone. Like Trump didn't organically was like, you know, I've always wanted to blow up a giant power facility. I've always wanted to see it burn. Someone gave him that idea.
Yeah. There's like, sir. He says they'll come down fast. They'll come down easy. And if they don't make a deal, it will be my honor to do what has to be done. Which you should have.
Somebody's got to do it. Sorry.
Which should have been done to Iran by other presidents for the last 47 years. It is time for the Iran killing machine to end. President DJT.
I kind of like it. It's kind of like Warhammer. Like it's the eternal war. You know, like you're in the spaceship or something. That's what this is.
Here's the thing. This one might not actually be a bluff this time. I think things are so crazy enough.
Yeah.
And that he is fed up enough that he's just like, I don't care.
Well, the thing is, when we talk about this, and we talked about this in the Hodge twins, you made the good point. You made the good point often as I make the alternative point, which is like there's going to be a framework that comes out of this. You're like, well, international law doesn't mean anything. Like there's no no enforcement. It does like,
hey, you committed a war crime.
No. So it becomes a thing as to where like the Gaza situation has been ignored. Like that's just been like, oh, we'll talk about that in like a couple years.
Yeah.
Right. And then it'll be the horrible documentaries, all of it. That's been memory hold. The new thing is Iran. Okay, so Gaza, you have 2 million people, you know, 6 figures of them, casualty, whatever. You have a situation with Iran. If you knock out all the power infrastructure, all the major infrastructure for 92 million people, how many people do you kill? by doing that.
Oh, you're talking about tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands,
Right.
if they can't find an alternative source. And let's just think about the hospitals, the complexes.
Sure.
And if you're talking about oil still being an issue, right?
Right.
How do you, the backup generators, like it would be a nightmare. And then it's all bets off the table.
Yeah, and it's terrifying. But at what degree do other nations be like, all right, we're going to step in here? You see what I'm saying? Like, it's gone too far. No, you cannot do this.
This would be the inflection point in the argument for World War III.
Yeah.
That is my clear and honest opinion about this, guys. Because if you think about it, Iran is still close with China and Russia.
Right.
Okay? At some point.
Very close.
Yeah, at some point, China, maybe it's not China. I think Russia steps in first. Because China's still trying to play that like...
Well, it's a mirror situation to Ukraine as well. So they can be like, you can't tell us that we can't do this because you've been doing this.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be very interesting because like we're already at a point to where America is basically wearing like a thong in the street. Right.
Okay. It's like break this down for me. Where's this going?
It's like a 90. Well, here's the thing. You're not from Austin. We had a guy here for many years named Leslie. Okay. And Leslie would run around in a pink thong and would run around in roller skates.
And everybody knew
And that's
Leslie?
why Keep Austin Weird is Keep Austin Weird.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense to you? Do you understand?
Okay. Makes sense.
The Empire, we're basically that. And if we do this, the thong is removed, and there are no clothes. You see what I'm saying? There are no clothes in this scenario. And that's why I always give the emperor's clothes.
Cheeks out.
We're cheeks out in front of the entire world, and then we're in the same situation that Israel is in right now. But even more than them, we need the PR because nobody's coming to save us.
No, and the worst part is we're seeing the rest of the world slowly shift. It started with Canada. It started with some of the other nations, India, and you know, I think it was a week ago, you saw Spain take a little trip over to China.
That's
and
true.
it's just like I could not believe what I'm seeing with my eyes.
Right.
Like EU countries getting in bed with China.
Sure.
And it's like, you know, at some point, we pushed them to that because what would you do if you were in the UN and the entire time you just got ripped apart and said you were no one without me?
Well, it shows the responsibility of being a greater power because these European states, like the stuff they've been involved with, especially it's like you ever see like a Chihuahua try to attack like a pit bull or a Rottweiler or something? That's basically the EU countries without us trying to mess with Russia.
Right.
Like so you see that behavior, but you see that all get wiped away when they're like, oh, the person or the empire we thought was taking care of us, they're schizo. And we can't rely on them coming to take care of us. Like and they're like, okay, all right. We're saying no. We're not going to do this.
And
anymore.
It's becoming a necessity, right? Because you've got places like Ireland that literally are begging for economic change. And you see like the military, the police out there in the streets, the
stormtroopers,
right?
Yeah.
You've got other countries in Asia like the Philippines that are also at critical inflection. Right. I mean, guys, you would start to feel the weight the moment they decided, hey, let's start saying you can't travel as much. You got to drive only 3 times a week.
You got to sacrifice.
Yeah. And so
for the war effort.
There's a real economic pressure there to where it's not a joke anymore. It's a do or die by their people. And so you're going to go where it's safe, I guess. And if that means in the arms of China, I'm like, oh, well.
Ding dong.
Yes. So it's like, you know what? This is where we're at, guys.
Yeah, I mean, you can't blame them, you know, especially after we've blown up the Nord Stream pipeline and other stuff like that.
Let's see what else you got.
I got a ton. Let's go watch my dad's take. This is a 2-minute of my dad on Trump.
Ooh. Yeah, that's gonna be third one.
Alex Jones' take on Trump current.
Fourth one.
And then we'll play the Trump bizarre threat lion video afterwards.
Well, Trump continues to insanely flip-flop. 28 times he said since this war started that Israel drug us into that we've won the war and it's over. More than 10 times he says that Iran has unconditionally surrendered. He said on Friday they agreed to all of his demands and totally opened the Strait of Hormuz, and of course they hadn't. And now he's reissued the threats to blow up all their bridges and civilian infrastructure. But Israel and the U.S. are already doing that, hitting hospitals, bridges, universities, everything else. This is just beyond insane. And he was drug into it by Israel. The Pentagon told him don't do it. And now Trump hates everybody that was right and warned him about this total disaster that he ran on not ever doing the Iran war. It's just amazing. And no prosecutions of all the deep state, but the top Democrat lawyer, Todd Blanchett at DOJ, on and on and on and on. And we're supposed to just sit here and love this crap. It's just poll numbers go straight down, and all the polls show the Republicans are going to lose the midterms in 7 months by a landslide. A disaster. A total and complete disaster. Trump is not that stupid. He's made some deal with the deep state to throw the election to the Democrats. That's the only thing this can be. And then everybody keeps calling me and asking me, Alex, what did Trump fire you from? They take it as literal. Last Friday, 2 days ago,
All right, so this is where I disagree with my dad's analysis. Go ahead and cut back to me really quick.
Yeah, catch me up. I'm sorry I missed that.
No, you're fine. I'll go over a little review of it. And he's like, oh, well, maybe, like, is Trump, like, has he been tasked to, like, throw the midterms to the Democrats? It's not that. Like, it's two sinking ships that are in the same shit ocean.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's all bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, there's no, the midterms, guys. Like, what happens? So the Republicans bomb out, the Democrats get in. Does anything change? Do they take the guns away?
No, I think it gets worse in terms of just the gridlock that happens from all of the government shutdowns.
There's no difference between any of the politicians. They're literally all the same. Like, you go, do you disavow AIPAC? And if they can't say no, then it's literally just, okay, so you're a uniparty. Like you're in the Cthulhu club or whatever.
Right.
Go back to the video. You didn't miss that much.
Friday, 2 days ago, he said, "You're fired, Jones." Like it's The Apprentice. I don't work for Trump. I didn't want to be on his Trump train. I'm 1776. MAGA just rode in on that. I'm for making America great again, but how about free again? How about honest again? How about not evil again?
Pause it.
And so.
Yeah, so he's fine. Sorry, I see a bunch of people in there that are like, what happened? People told us Alex is in rehab. He's dead. He's disappeared. He's in California filming a bunch of episodes. Like, he's doing literally the same thing we were just doing.
Yeah.
So, like, when he takes a week off, though, and you see literally the same, but people think that you're dead.
Well, like Fuentes, they're like, ah,
sure. Absolutely. Just letting you know he's totally fine. Don't have to worry about him at all. It's all good. If someone's wrong, I'll let you know. Go ahead and play it.
When he does this "you're fired" stuff, it's just junior high crap. Oh, you're not in the cool club anymore. It's absolutely idiotic. I don't want to be in the neocon club with all your former enemies that were never Trumpers and said screw you, Lindsey Graham, and all the rest of them, and Ben Shapiro and Mark Levin. I mean, it's just insane. It's totally insane to watch all this happen. And now he just put out the Truth Social, basically a carbon copy. No more Mr. Nice Guy. I'm going to blow up all your bridges and all your power plants. I'm going to huff and puff and blow down your house, 3 little pigs, if you don't do what I say. And the Strait of Hormuz is still closed. It just goes on and on and on, just stunt after stunt, because he got trapped into a losing situation, a war of attrition. I'll be on the air today, 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
Wars.com.
Yeah, so no, Mr. Cranky he said Alex was fried, not fired. Yes, that is true. I got confused when I had to go rewatch the picture. The spelling. Yeah, I was about to say, because even fried didn't make sense. Maybe he did mean fired, like fried.
He's retarded.
Yeah, I don't know. Fried. I figured he was just like, oh, his brain is fried. I didn't know what the real attack was there with the second round of haymakers that he was trying to do there, but. Well, I mean, now you've got Laura Loomer as his, Secretary of Information. No, Secretary of Information. She's just, all over this scene, so.
Well, here's the thing. I think it's a misspelling, okay? Because my dad is a horrible speller. Like, he's a phenomenal reader. He loves to read, but he can't spell for the life of him. Like, I just help him with, like, 5-letter words my entire life, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So, first, like, I see my dad. That's like a little bit like boomer Gen X.
I mean, fired makes more sense than fried. Like, I couldn't understand. Someone asked me. They said, "What is fried even?"
Everyone knows Alex Jones is a giant pothead. He's always smoking weed. And fried. No, it just doesn't make any sense. But we'll go ahead and go to the next one. Let's go to the Trump Israel tweet, and then Trump if no peace by Wednesday bombs. Wes, if you wouldn't mind. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. The lion video, we got to play that. The one you currently have up. You got to watch this.
Well, yeah, we can go. The last thing I want to say is,
okay, sure.
The sky really is falling. because I never saw a day where like all these people on the right,
right?
You know, your dad, Candace, Tucker. You've got even the Hodge twins. I never saw the separation, because even sitting across from the Hodge twins and just what they were saying, when I know, like I used to watch a few of their videos, they were heavy MAGA back in the day.
Right.
They were like one of the four horsemen as well.
Oh, super chat.
Oh,
wow.
Mosh Mary.
He was filming Dark Secrets inside Bohemian Grove too. It's possible. It's possible. I think he was out there in California.
Mosh is honestly, I'm gonna pull up the leaderboard at some point. See, you know, who's the super fans. You guys are awesome.
We need a scroll. We need a thing like Do Dissidents has, where at the end of their show they have like a member, and they just talk over it for a little while. You know, they kind of throw it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a shout out type of thing where we just shout out the top supporters. Well, you guys are all top supporters. Let's be honest.
We appreciate every single one of you. Let's go to this is bizarre.
Trump Israel tweet.
Yeah, and this is the type of thing. This is like, you know how like maybe you watch like I don't know who's a sports guy you like, athlete. Yeah, like just a fan. What do you think of?
I like Kevin Durant.
All right, like a Kevin Durant like hype edit, right? Like he just gets out the dun dun dun. I've been legit, like stuff like that. This is the boomer version of the hype edit. This is how like Trump's like, I'm the lion. Let's go ahead and watch this.
Okay.
Let's go.
Jackals, hyenas, they're barking at him, laughing at him. They nip his toes and eat the food that's in his domain. They do this, and they get closer and closer and bolder, till one day, that lion gets up and tears the shit out of everybody, runs like the wind, eats everything in his path. Because every once in a while, the lion has to show the jackals who he is.
All right, so they're best friends again.
Yeah, apparently so. Well, he's retweeting him, right?
The new contract certainly helped.
Interesting.
I'm just saying what everybody's thinking. Okay.
Guac bought my story. Guac, give us 1 million viewers. Guac, we love Elon Musk. But yeah,
like I'm not even hating on Elon. It's at some point you know it's a clear association there.
Well, it's bizarre to like the thing is like a fighter did this a long time ago. This is a Christopher Walken like monologue talking about the lion and the jackals. They run up to him and the big lion stands up and it's a metaphor for like, don't mess with the old tough guy because he'll get you. He's really strong. And seemingly everyone that uses this metaphor for some reason is retarded, because Tito Ortiz, the guy who used this quote against Chael Sonnen, he famously said he wants to outlive his children. That's the Trump mindset right there.
I see.
See what I'm saying?
No, I see what you're saying.
Complete delusional narcissist. I mean, think about this. Do you think of yourself as a lion? Like you're like, oh no, I'm a lion. Like a lot of people think this about themselves.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like even beyond Trump, I mean, you think of guys who are like trying to achieve the highest echelon. There is a certain level of like, you got to have that. They're going to have that chip on their shoulder because they consider themselves in the elite class.
Sure, but that's just, if you think that, don't voice your inner motivation to be the lion. Like it's just kind of gross. Okay, it's tacky in my opinion.
I see what you're saying.
I'm just not a fan. All right,
he ain't a fan.
You're not a lion, Unc. Like I'm sorry, you're not. But maybe one day you were.
Okay, so we got another. Oh, you skipped over this one. What is this?
I don't know. We read that one. Let's go to the if no peace by Wednesday bombs from Trump.
Man, the deadline just keeps going and going.
It constantly changes, updates every 5 seconds. You know. That's what you keep, and always confuse yourself.
At some point, the stick is not gonna work.
Yeah, the shoe will be on the other foot, so to speak.
Yeah, let's go ahead and pull this video up. Yeah, this is just all very interesting to me. Yeah, I have a video much later on that I'll probably cover after the deep dive, but it's just I had some real emotions today just watching this video and just realizing.
What's the video about?
The video was about the amount of spending, but like it really put it into like real concrete numbers for me to understand everything.
I'll be there with you. We'll keep it 2 hour.
Yeah, I had to process it and I felt jaded for a second, but also angry. Go ahead and play it, Wes.
Really quick to the Vail report there. I think that's Black Sheep on X. You guys design your own. It's literally 10 by 8, custom, like just get it printed yourself.
My sister designed the thing in the background. We got it printed. A lot of these props, I just kind of was just going and just finding stuff. Some of the stuff that Rex,
stuff, right?
yeah, and then Rex has some stuff that he had, like the fish.
I had the equipment here. Like,
the equipment, like he had all the setup, like it was perfect. So we just kind of jerry rigged everything together.
We had enough stuff to get it started. We actually have too much stuff. We have more cameras than we need. But let's play the video of the deadline being moved up.
If you don't have a deal by Wednesday when the ceasefire ends, will you extend the ceasefire or will you start attacks again?
Maybe I won't extend it.
Okay.
But the blockade is going to remain. But maybe I won't extend it. So you have a blockade, and unfortunately we'll have to start dropping bombs again.
He looks so bad. Look at him. Look how bad he looks. Holy crap.
He's tired.
Yeah, very tired.
I think that's being tired.
That's also a big factor in his horrible decision making too. It's not just that he's like evil or retarded. Like they keep him constantly awake. So like, how are you ever going to say no? You're like just dragging an old guy around. And that's why we don't need seniors in our presidency. Period.
Maximum age. Maximum age. Maximum age. I think that number's around 60, 65.
I think 65 is fine. Senior citizen, no government.
Hey, super chat. Appreciate you, Nightmare. Okay, all right. Who
gave him a Sonichu medallion? He's not Chris Chan. He's not Chris Chan.
Hey, Coop, coming with the big 50. We appreciate it, fam.
Yeah, you're allowed to be a honey badger. Being a honey badger is based. You know, it's very basic to think that you're the lion. Everyone thinks they're the lion.
Honey badgers, honey badgers are pretty violent.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Appreciate you, fam. Sorry, I didn't quite answer his question correctly because I think he's actually. This is not me trying to divert the
go ahead.
You asked about. Sorry,
throw it up there if you would.
Yeah, you asked about where can we get a design for this. Basically, you can do this on your own. You just get a graphic of like an image, and you can just go on Amazon and you can find like these 8x10 like custom backdrops, and you just upload your image. It's that simple.
Yeah, it's just like a frame back there, very basic.
Yeah, and then you buy the frame. It's very easy. Very easy. Okay.
You brought the audio panels as well. Tim also had audio.
Oh, yeah. But that was from, I don't even know if I'll ever, I'm trying to hide that show I used to do.
Yeah? The Slice of Life?
No, dude. I used to do a show called Girl Math, Boy Math.
Based.
It was with my co-host, she was not, you, of course. So,
well, hey, I bet the ladies love it, and that's what's always really important.
Well,
to me as well. I want the ladies to love
I think the best part about doing that is just taught me a lot of the stuff initially of how to like do a lot of these things that we're doing here, and then you kind of helped me take it to the next level with.
And the thing about politics is like it's the next level. So like the conversation is just different.
Yeah,
for sure.
No, 100%. Okay, let's get back. Sorry for diverging there, guys.
Cool.
Fox News propaganda.
Yeah, let's go ahead and roll this.
Come on, we need our daily.
Just some daily slot. We gotta keep in mind this is the truth because we've been lying to you. We're paid by Iran directly. Ayatollah gives me $1 million a day to come on here and stream to 1,000 people.
You're a libtard.
But Jesse Waters and all these, you can believe in them. Okay, they're your heroes. They're there for you. Let's watch it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and watch that.
Democrats will say things are escalating. Republicans might say things are going according to the Trump doctrine, really. There's a really good book that I like. It's called On Killing. It's by Lieutenant Colonel Dave Grossman. And in there, he points out something that I love to bring on air, which is we always talk fight or flight when people get in conflicts. But the other two options for human and interspecies conflict are posture and submission. And he goes in depth about what posturing is. Like animals in the wild do it. A cobra will flare the sides of its head out. And it seems like President Trump really understands that he has to speak Iran's language in order to get Iran to submit, perhaps.
And it's not just... Notice how it's all metaphor. It's all bullshit.
So their language is violence? Just to want to...
Well, that's what Hexas said. We negotiate with bombs. That's U.S. foreign policy.
I mean, what if there was an alternative reality? Where people could just like actually have conversations and like concede just a little bit and everybody could win. Wouldn't that be nice?
We're war fighters. We're so tough. We want an excuse to kill people all the time. That's what it really is. He's like, yeah, I read the book on killing because I'm a soldier man. I don't care if you killed 20 people. Okay, like screw you, honestly. Why are you doing this? Why are you helping push and manufacture consent to bankrupt, rape, and rob our country? You're pushing a war that's killing innocent civilians and American soldiers right now. Unbelievable.
And it's
hide behind your veteran status all day, please.
And it's very interesting. I watch people like attack you on X just for being anti-war.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, in what realm is it justified if the person is not like a complete, like, you know, how do I say, unless they're like Hitler, where there was a necessity for it at that point, but like it's just.
Well, what they say to me, and it's so funny, they go, you got to go fight over there. You got to go find out what it's about. You wouldn't go fight over there. Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't go over there, actually. I have no desire to go over there.
Well,
it's the fake, it's you guys with the fake bravado with the pro-war stuff that have to go over there, actually.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
Like, I'm okay. Let's go attack.
I'll be chilling with your girlfriend in your house while you're at war. That's cool, right? That's what you're voting for. That's what you're a fan of. I'm going to go, my buddy Trump is in a fight, so I got to go enlist for 2 years. And let someone else
go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, it's crazy. And that's a joke, by the way. I wouldn't do that.
No, he wouldn't do that. He's a good man. Good Christian man
that's
here.
That's a little joke, okay?
He would never.
But it proves the point, you know. But
yeah.
We'll go ahead and all right. Yeah, why would young men fight for a country that hates us? Yeah, like, here's the thing. If things were amazing over here and we had to protect things that were amazing, I think we'd all go fight for that.
Ooh, I'm sorry. We'll go to the next one. I got to find this post that I made about the professor saying this crazy stuff.
Which professor?
The Asian dude that calls himself a professor.
Professor Zhang?
Yeah, man.
What did he say?
Talked about the draft and saying, well, the draft won't be with Americans because Americans would never.
Oh, with the illegal.
And he said illegal immigrants will go over. I'm like, what are you smoking, brother? What are you smoking? No, you can go. I'm just going to keep finding this. You guys go ahead.
Let's play the rest of the clip out.
Go ahead and play the rest of that clip.
Sometimes you escalate to de-escalate because if you don't escalate, you're seen as weak and the thing can drag on even longer.
Democrats will say things are escalating.
So if you don't escalate, if you don't engage in more violence, then you're seen as weak. How about not starting the violence to begin with, because we were the ones that initially escalated by starting the war?
Right.
They're like, well, you know, we have to escalate further to be tough. It's like, okay, it's like someone is eating with their wife at a restaurant. And you walk over there and you punch them in the face and they punch you. And you're like, I have to escalate even further to protect myself in this situation and to make sure that I come out on top. You're trying to steal someone's watch. You're like, I have to escalate, sir. Please don't make me escalate.
Try to rob him first.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay, the video is at the top there, Wes. I wanted to watch this because now I'm just seeing everybody have different opinions and different takes on this war. And this was kind of like one of the most outlandish ones that I've seen in a while.
I think he's nutball. I think he's Looney Tune. But maybe he knows something. We'll go and watch it.
Yeah, go ahead and play that, Wes.
Said that it would be hard to rally American sentiment, a 24-year-old kid like me to want to enlist and go fight in Iran.
It's very hard to create an event that rallies Gen Z. The idea of fighting this war is you need ground troops to soak up the air defense. You need ground troops to soak up the artillery. This is the economics of war, meaning you're trying to win this war more efficiently than your opponent. So if they are $50,000 Shahed drones, you need a resource, a weapon that's cheaper than that. So it's possible to use drones, but you also need ground forces. And so where can you recruit expendable ground forces? And it's going to be illegal immigrants. The idea that you're going to have a national draft and all these Gen Z kids who have pretty comfortable lives compared with their parents' generation, and they're going to go off to a desert, a mountain fortress, and they're going to go and die. That to me sounds a bit absurd. But what you can do is you can organize a national draft and then have so much political fervor. People are protesting so much because, quite honestly, Gen Z would rather go to prison than go to Iran, I would think. But then what you can do is you can transition and say, fine, let's do a compromise. Let's have the illegal immigrants do this. It's your choice. You can either go back to Latin America or you can go to Iran and win citizenship for your family. Not just for you, but your immediate family, your children, your parents, your wife. And quite honestly, I hate to say this, but for a lot of illegal immigrants, this is actually a pretty...
I got to take here.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got to take here. So this is outrageous. Trump wouldn't do this, okay? No matter how far gone Trump is, Trump would not do this. However, I think he's got kind of the right idea for 2028 and going forward.
What, national draft where you go into war?
Think about this.
Okay.
Think about this. We were already heavily involved in the recruitment of Afghani migrants to go fight in the Ukrainian military. The guy that did the second Trump assassination, the guy that was waiting on the golf course, he was involved in a United States military intelligence program to do that. We would possibly do something like this. And the Democrats have talked about amnesty for people before based off of acts of service. I could see it, not from the right, so to say, but from the left.
Well, the part that you got to pay attention to, he said disposable military on the ground is what he said. That's how he prefaced it first.
Gotta love that Chinese honesty.
So he's like, immigrants are disposable, and in order to get your citizenship, you should just go to the meat grinder. Like, just imagine we're like in Ukraine, Russia war, and you know how they're like just kidnapping people, throwing them to the front line and putting them in the meat grinder.
Right.
Like, first of all, why would you ever want to sign up for that to begin with? Just like they're already able to exist here illegally. Just think about it. Like, there's not a lot of things. Like, we're not increasing the number of ICE detentions and ramping that up.
True.
So there's no incentive for these people to go and die in a conflict that they.
Well, they could make, and this is the thing. Like, if you're serious about the illegal immigrant problem, which is why the whole ICE thing is bullshit, you would just make it so they can't buy a car or a house here, so they can't rent.
That is true.
That's literally all you would do.
That is what you would do.
But that will never happen because they're not interested in solving a problem that way.
Yeah, but my whole thing of just showing that video is just showing like the level of cuckoo crazy ideas that just come out in these conflicts.
Sure.
And you could just say anything in the internet with absolute conviction.
Yeah,
like, this is what would
I made it up.
Like, the first part, he had me in the first half. He's right. He's like, if Gen Z people had to go and enlist, and like we have pretty cozy, comfy lives, no one wants to be like in the desert of Iran with like your canister of water, and it's 108 degrees out, and you got bombs flying over your head. Like, no one wants to do that after you got your blankie and you can watch Netflix and Euphoria. There's some of these people do, and it's like,
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it a little bit. It's not that our lives are great. Our lives are horrible.
What do you mean?
That's why I wouldn't go over there. If my life is great and I don't know, because of how great my life is, how bad and evil America has become, then I'm going to go fight in a war.
Oh, like almost like how they convinced everybody to go in the first drafts.
Exactly.
I see what you're saying.
But now, the consequences of these military actions,
that's a good point.
Why would we ever want to be involved in something like this?
Ooh.
Thank you for the $4.99. Professor Yang is a Yale grad and was deported from China in 2002. Based off suspicions of spying for the CIA. Look it up.
Allegedly.
Shout out CIA. Shout out China.
One thing I am seeing, he's not actually a professor, by the way. He's not. Yeah, he claims to be a professor.
Dude,
and he's not. He's not. And then he tries to go out and he says, well, I never said I wasn't a professor. And then somebody makes a montage of like every video of him calling himself a professor. And I don't know this guy. I mean, he's entertaining. But like, for me, I got to call out ridiculous ideas when I see them. And not to say that I haven't had some ridiculous ideas, but I like to consider myself pretty moderate in some of the takes that I have.
I would define that as like a thought experiment, right? And that's why it's cool to examine like wacky takes sometimes, is because it does make you consider things in a way that you hadn't before. Like that made me think a little bit too, but it made me think kind of about what's been going on in Ukraine. I want to go to a couple more things here. We'll get into deep dive, no problem. Let's go ahead and get into U.S. strikes Iranian tanker Trump tweet. So this apparently is an Iranian tanker. Suleiman said it was an Indian tanker. Maybe it was an Iranian tanker going to India. Who knows?
Who knows?
We don't know.
Who knows?
War, but this did happen, and they put out the video of it. The Marines, they hit the, they blew up the engine deck or whatever, and then they seized the boat. We'll go ahead and throw this up here and take a look at it.
Are you ready for this?
Motor vessel Tosca, vacate your engine room. Vacate your engine room. We're prepared to subject you to disabling fire.
Here you are.
All right, pause it. Yeah, it's all good. So the thing is,
so it says, today an Iranian flag cargo ship named Tosca, nearly 900 feet long and weighing almost as much as an aircraft carrier, tried getting past our naval blockade. It did not go well for them. The U.S. Navy guided missile destroyer USS Spruance, I don't know how to
Spruance.
Spruance.
Yeah.
Intercepted the Tosca in the Gulf of Oman and gave them a fair warning to stop. The Iranian crew refused to listen, so our Navy ship stopped them right there in their tracks by blowing a hole in their engine room. Right now, the U.S. Marines have custody of their vessel, and the Tuska is under U.S. Treasury sanctions because of their prior history of illegal activity. We have full custody of the ship, and we are seeing what's aboard. President DJT.
So that's nice. Pool's closed, and keep in mind, like, if this goes on till June, global recession. If it goes on any longer than that, global depression, food scarcity, starvation around the world, anger, revolt. You're going to see regime change in a lot of countries that's real and not fake. We're talking about Europe, also Middle East as well. Very cool. But see, it's all something for the boomers to tweet about. So it's all fine.
I thought about this, man. I'm going to ask you this. Have we been too hard on our president?
No, I haven't been hard enough.
Because it's like, I think about it. I like think about the gray area and being partial in certain aspects. And I'm like, okay, there's good and there's bad. Maybe I have to do a deep dive and try to find the good things that he might have done.
I love it. It's like joining the dark side.
Hold on.
Hold on. Let the TDS flow through. Go to the polling booth. Vote for all the independent candidates. Strike them down in the midterms. Like that's this is what I'm becoming, bro. This is what I'm becoming. Just because I'm so sick of all of it, I just want it to end, man.
Yeah. But I just a thought experiment.
Are you not tired of?
No.
It's not even anything. Like, it's just like Biden, because we were just go away.
Yeah, because if it was Biden, I would be saying the exact same things, but it's just hard because we got another 2 years of this, right? So at some point, maybe I got to give him his flowers somewhere. Maybe give some of the people who are hardcore MAGA still like a win somewhere. Make it fair for it at least.
Hey, some people enjoy being on the receiving end of a gangbang. And that's kind of what you're looking at with like a Cat Turd or a Gunther Eagleman. Like they like getting plowed. It is what it is.
Wow, New Groiper, will you look at that, buddy? Where have you been?
Yeah, how are you doing, man? I haven't seen you in a minute.
Slacker.
I haven't even seen you in my daily chat.
I know. Slacker. He's one of our... Linda.
Wild.
On time, as always, Linda. New Groiper, you're slacking, man. Well, we appreciate every single person that's in here. Okay, so what you want me to go in the
only one person's a lion. That's Jesus. That's exactly correct, Nick. Thank you for that. Yeah, thank you for that. That's why I don't like it. Go ahead.
You want me to start going to... I'll preface what the deep dive is about today.
Shout out to the Quarter Pounder.
Yeah, so deep dive today is about the American job market, as you can see from the title.
Okay.
I wanted to do a little deep research and try to understand what's going on in the job market. Is it really AI layoffs that's causing it? What is it looking like in the future projection? Somebody also pointed me to, they had an entire interview with an AI bot, like a person.
I believe it.
And I was like, there's no way this is real.
That's a Turing test, right?
No, it was like a full blown, like how you'd have a recruiter right there across from you. They were doing it as their screening interview, and the AI is sitting there talking to you.
Wow. Oh, so it's the job.
It is the job interview.
No,
I know.
We ain't doing that. No. This is why I literally was like, destroy the machines. That's what I keep thinking about.
Yeah. So that, and then I just covering a bit about like what's really happening, what's really leading to it. I mean, everyone already knows that we're in a recession or we've been through one. The textbook definition makes no sense.
The economy just stopped working.
Yeah.
That's
and the official term for a recession is negative GDP growth for 2 quarters, right? Yeah. And we haven't quite been there since COVID. But again, if you're feeling it on a regular basis, I know a lot of people who have been laid off recently or people who are struggling to get jobs, and I wanted to shed light.
No, sure. I'm not trying to interrupt.
No, you're good.
I was just thinking about this. If you look at GDP and how GDP has declined over the years, I remember being a kid, it was like 4 or 3%. Now we're getting European numbers. Now we're getting 2%. Now we're getting like 1%.
Well, what are we? Really
scary stuff.
If you really think about it, on the actual production side, like
We
don't make anything.
Make debt. We manufacture debt.
Right?
Yeah.
So you buying your little T-shirt shouldn't count towards GDP and all the things that we get metrics from, but whatever.
But the NVIDIA does.
Yeah.
You see.
Yeah. So that's what the deep dive is going to be. Hey, Ashley, how we doing? Oh, we got another deep dive. What does it say?
Oh, it's a super sticker. Pair-character exaggerating.
Oh, okay.
I like reading them. Pair-character exaggeratingly stretching his arm forward to offer a cup of coffee. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Oh, yeah, that is a sticker. Unfortunately, it doesn't show us stickers on the stream here. Oh, New Groper. Yeah, New Groper lost his job recently. Not to air you out, but like you did say that on the last stream. This might help you get some awareness. Have you been able to find a job lately, New Groper? Let me know in the chat. I'd be very curious. I'm praying for the hope, praying for the best for you, man. But yeah, these are the times that we are in. Okay, so that's what this deep dive. Ooh, New Groper said, "Heck no." Yeah, it's a rough job market. I am sorry, but it's not all like immigrants. If that's what you're thinking, it's not just AI. It's a combination of things, and I'm a
combination of both. Uh-oh.
No, it's a combination of everything.
It's a combination of both.
It's also it also has to do with Trump and what
That's
he's
also
done.
True,
right?
Okay.
So yeah, the job market is trash. We'll do a little intermission here. We'll be right back. Wes, I'm just gonna take us.
I gotta get out of this.
I'm just gonna take us to the waiting room.
I gotta free myself from this.
Be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere.
Be right back. Hey, go ahead and come back. All right, appreciate it, Wes. All right, we got the deep dive coming up for you guys. Very excited for that. I want to let you know, go to 50percentoff.com, get the best melatonin on the planet. I got Knockout Sleep Support, the product that we've been selling for decades. You know it, you love it. Knockout Sleep Support, 50percentoff.com. You want to go there and get that product, 50percentoff.com.
Yes, support it. Support it.
And we got more people supporting us. We got Nightmare.
Scroll back
yeah,
up.
I got it. We got Nightmare, Demon CH. Young men can't get a job, house, girl, etc. But everyone's still expected to sacrifice and die for them and Israel.
Ooh.
Yeah, we were talking.
Ooh.
We were talking about this a little bit. I don't mean to distract.
No. We're good. We're good.
But like,
take it where you want.
And go ahead and throw 50percentoff.com up really quick if you would, Wes. I really appreciate that you pulled that up. We were talking about dating. Right? And
on the show, yeah.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Like, me and you are not unsuccessful at that. We're not unsuccessful people at that. Our thing is, you look at it, it's like, you're going to pay rent?
Dude, having a girlfriend's expensive. I'm sorry for you ladies.
It's crazy.
It's not cheap.
I have people tell me, like, you spend too much time with the dog. You get you a girlfriend. And I'm like, why do you think I have a dog? I dated this girl, lived with her for a year. We got dogs together. Like, now I got Rupert. Like, it's so crazy to me. And like, the thing is, we're here as young people, and I feel like young people really used to try to like focus on their career and make it to a point where they could support a family.
Or it used to be easier to do both because
indeed.
you could do everything on one income at one point, right? I mean, look, you go out to eat. You spend dinner for two. You're not walking out of there with less than $50.
Right.
After the tip, after everything, you're looking at $60-$70 maybe, maybe a couple drinks. And I know people are gonna be like, well, you know, you don't have to pay for everything. It's 50-50. Well, I'm a traditional man. I'm sorry. Sure. I have in my DNA to be a gentleman. It's something that's tied into me that we're like, you can work, you can do whatever you want, but I still want to be a provider as a man.
We like to be nice to women.
Yeah.
We're big fans. Honestly, we're big fans of women. The thing is, they know they got something, so you got to give up a lot to get it. And that's kind of the deal. And we're interested in moving forward in a direction where we can give like a really high standard of living to our future family.
Well, and just the dating market is cooked. Everyone has so many options. I want to say I have hope, but it's like the online social media. Here's the thing. You never used to go around and have like a bunch of hot women and hot men right in front of you. You used to just be exposed to the people that were around in your neighborhood.
Or not Twitter, the Tinder.
Right.
Especially for the women because they can pick.
Yeah. And so now the bar has been raised for the expectations. You know, I know people try to clip farm and they ask some of these people like, well, how much should a man make minimum?
Yeah,
they're like
600 grand.
600 grand. $1 million.
And then it becomes a thing as to like we're in our 20s and then we're competing with dudes in their 40s.
Yes.
For the same exact like 25-year-old chick.
But I heard a little birdie told me it gets better as you get older as a man. The 20s is rough, but when you hit your prime in your 30s, when you've kind of made something of yourself, when you've kind of really established yourself, that's kind of when it opens up. Yeah. But, you know, there could be truth to that.
Well, and the thing is also, and I want to get to the deep dive, I'm so sorry.
No, we're good. I like this.
Here's the thing. If a woman likes you, then she's going to like you. You can't make her like you. It's literally not possible. So I feel like a lot of times, like you'll be in a relationship, and then that relationship exists because you're having to give up something to get it. In reality, a healthy relationship is like you're just both there for each other. And until you have that, it's really not worth.
And
doing.
I'm not even just gonna rag on women. I think there's a male epidemic of guys who also have issues. There's a lot of interesting guys that do ruin it for the normal person that is actually trying to pursue the weird on creepy guys that like do stuff they shouldn't be doing.
Or the narcissist.
Yeah, right. So yeah, there's that. You got the F-boy or you got the weird guy that just makes women feel uncomfortable, and those two guys do exist.
Yeah.
So it's just it's all. I know women are feeling jaded too, so I can't just sit there and say, well, it's only women. Like it is hard for women to find a good man sometimes.
And we also expect to like have like the Disneyland, like social media, Instagram, like, oh, we have the perfect relationship. It's so incredible. Husband and wife, high school sweethearts. It usually doesn't work out that way for people. Right. And the closer you try to get to like presenting a storybook image to people, the further you're going to get away from it in real life. So like, I feel like a lot of these relationships that we see nowadays are very performative. Right. And like, here's the thing. I've seen that, like just that whole clavicular side of the internet.
Oh, I'm so sick
You're
of
force fed it. And I watched this video talking about they all have like thousands of like clipping channels and stuff. And that's why it's fed to you.
Yeah.
But you watch them like, I'm the OF girl. Oh, yeah, right on, bro, dude. And it's just like, well, what does that mean? That is like they'll have like an hour-long conversation about like who they're fucking, and it's just like what is your life? What do you care about? Who are your people?
Yeah, conversations like can we get deep? Can we talk about it?
Exactly.
And so it's just very interesting.
It's all very shallow.
I see a lot of guys who want to be real. They want to like open up. They want to do those things, and then sometimes they're like, well, that turns the person off, so I have to be a dick and I have to do these things. And I see a lot of women that are like, well, if I open up, then the guy doesn't really like me, and I don't want to open up too much. Otherwise, he just So it's a very interesting time that we are living in. I've seen it all. Yeah. But that's not to say that I'm sitting here. I'm speaking for everybody. You know, I'm just looking at what I'm seeing across the board.
The true way is to retard max until you meet your wife.
What the hell is that?
Retard maxing?
No, I know what retard maxing, but like, how do you?
Shout out to Ranger said that, and he's a military man, so he knows the truth. And military relies heavily on retard maxing to do hard things that people think can't be done. So if you want to do something people think can't be done, have a healthy relationship, just retard max. Do the best for yourself and just don't even worry about it. If you build it, they will come. And that's just how it always works.
People are literally, like, yes, it's the way. He's like,
retard maxing is the way. But go ahead, deep dive. That was a good little side discussion, a little red pill talk.
Are you by yourself maxing?
Yeah, are you by? Yeah,
okay.
Slow maxing.
Yeah. Oh. Sorry. One other thing. So we were talking to the Hodge twins, and we kind of came to the conclusion we're going to start mixing up the content a little bit too.
Yeah, we're going to do more viral.
We're going to do some more viral stuff. We'll be talking about like other topics. Like I like this conversation. You know, we don't mix it up often. So. You know, let us know if you guys have some topics that you guys want to talk about that's not geopolitics or mainstream media, because sometimes it's just you got to refresh your palate. You know, maybe you got a funny video of clavicular ODing. I'm just kidding. That's so mean of me. I'm just saying.
Who knows if it's even real? Okay,
yeah.
Who knows? But we'll go ahead and go to rescue us from clavicular, please.
Okay, so yeah, so let's talk about why it feels so hard to get a job today, right?
Right.
As you can see, I am the guy who's giving you guys the interview where you probably are going against 100 different candidates, and I probably might be selecting one or two of you.
Tim's the guy that figured out that he could outsource his job of doing the interviews to an AI on the phone.
I'm the guy.
He optimized. He got rewarded.
Or I am AI.
Ooh.
You're going to have to deal with this pretty soon, guys.
Yeah.
Anyways. So let's talk about why the signals are confusing. So the job market looks fine on paper. You see unemployment relatively low. I think it's around like 4.4%, which is very low. You know, it's near historic lows, and companies are still posting jobs. But then, you know, if you're one of these people who are unemployed, you've tried to get hired for at least 2 years, and I've seen a lot of these people. And so let's look at this first picture, Wes. Let's pull up the job layoffs by sector. And we're going to look at this. The numbers are a little older right now because we're in 2026, and it's hard for the numbers to catch up. So we're working with a little bit of outdated information here, but let me just pull up a better picture for us here. Give me 1 second. Okay, so let's take a look at this photo here. Okay, so in number one, oh shit, too much. Number one, we've got... No, it's government. Government at about 300K. And these numbers are as June of 30th, 2025. So these numbers have changed. But you know why government's number one, right?
COVID?
No. This is all like the Doge, clearing the house.
Okay, all right. So those are the initial rounds.
Yeah, so, you know, we talk about technology, but it was actually the government that's been hit the hardest. I know people who were in the government.
June 3rd, June 30th, 2025 is like outdated now.
Mm-hmm.
That's nuts.
It is outdated. I couldn't find current numbers, but this gives perspective. We got at number 2, we got retail, about 80K. We got technology, about 80K. And again, these numbers are definitely higher than they used to be. Services at number 4, consumer products at 5, financial at 7, healthcare at 6. And you guys get the picture here. Where you just see where the biggest layoffs. And so as of 2024, we saw about 761K announced layoffs. And then within the first 6 months of 2025 alone, there were 744,000 layoffs. And so that's nearly, you know, a full year of layoffs in half the time if you look at 2025 compared to 2024. And so like we talked about, the government did their thing with Doge and the federal cuts and the agencies. Tech and retail services, warehousing, all of those different things. And so the pain is not landing evenly. And so white collar jobs, you've got junior roles, entry-level jobs, they're taking the heaviest hits right now.
Okay.
And so you got to look at this. What this means is the ladder is weakening exactly where people are trying to climb it. As you're trying to get to your career and you're trying to get a job just to have experience, they're asking for experience.
It's over for you. Yeah,
you need experience in order to actually have job experience.
No, and it's crazy. Like you think about it, you go to college, you get like a 4 or 8 year degree, whatever, and you go into a market and you're like, okay, I'm going to get paid $131,000 a year because I learned this skill. I'm going to be able to pay off my debt. I'm going to live in a nice place. Can have a great car. It's going to be fine. Oh wait, bye tech job. That's going to be grok. Like, what do you do? And not to diverge from my deep dive, but just think about this critically. A lot of the dreams and visions that we had for the American dream, they're given and they're passed down from your previous generations, your parents, your grandparents. Sure.
So when you look at that, those aren't our own organic thoughts and emotions.
It's like abuse.
It's been implanted in us.
Yeah,
and
sure.
so again, that's no fault of those people because that existed for them then. It was something
doesn't exist anymore.
Right. So they're only teaching you what they've learned.
It's like, go walk over that bridge. Well, the bridge collapsed. Well, you still got to jump up. But go ahead. Deep dive.
No, you're good. We got a deep super chat.
Where'd it go? The money. From Stank Jesus. Shout out to Stank Jesus. I cannot recommend going to trade school enough. Shout out to you, especially industrial electrical automation. The old guys are getting out and the field is starting to really advance and open. I'm 31 and making bank. We love to hear it. Let's go. Let's go. Money time. Huge W.
Yeah. Honestly, that's not a bad idea. Doing trades, it's going to take them a while to get the robots to.
Super chat. You know, you get the underwater basket weaving degree. You can't afford a super chat at all.
Underwater basket weaving.
Yeah.
Okay. So the real question now is what's actually driving it. So, you know, some of this pressure looks genuine and not every layoff is fake, but not every hiring freeze is like greed. And so some of what the companies are reacting to is real economic environment and environmental changes that are happening in real time. And so let's pull up this video number 2 showing something that's happening with the tariffs. Let's play this because this is something that isn't getting covered enough.
Tariffs. One of the biggest economic shocks of 2025 came when the U.S. slapped a wide range of tariffs on both rivals and allies. The aim was to boost domestic production and reduce trade deficits. It didn't work. Tariffs are essentially a tax on imports, and in this case, the U.S. paid the price. Small businesses felt the pinch, and slower hiring quickly became one of the biggest casualties. The unemployment rate climbed over 0.4 percentage points over the course of 2025 to 4.4%. But here's a deeper problem, one that could hit far harder than anyone expected. Tariffs aren't that unusual. They're one of the most common economic tools in the world, used by every major power. Sure, they can shake things up in the short term, but over time, the economy usually finds its balance and stabilizes. The problem with these more recent U.S. tariffs is that they're anything but stable. The tariff policy has been shifting constantly in the recent years. The latest projections hit lower-income Americans the hardest, pushing the average federal tax rate for the bottom 20% up by 1.9 percentage points, more than the wealthier households. In response to uncertainty, small businesses tend to avoid taking risks, and economic experts across the board think this is a factor in why it's so hard to find a job these days. Sean Snaith, economist and director of the University of Central Florida's Institute for Economic Forecasting, said, "There's no compelling reason to be out there hiring en masse. That is a rational response when you're dealing with this kind of uncertainty." Adding to this, Dean Baker, senior economist at the Center for Economic and Policy Research, said, "Companies are seeing higher prices, depressing profitability. They're hesitant because tariffs make a lot of investments that have been profitable unprofitable, and often new hires who need weeks or months of training before they can truly contribute end up feeling just like another risky investment." Few people are likely to be feeling the sting of tariffs on their employment prospects quite as much as the graduating class of 2025, about 2 million students. Back in fall 2024, employers were optimistic, saying they planned to hire 7.3% more graduates than the year before. But by 2025, that hope had almost vanished, dropping to just 0.6%. And it's getting worse. The cruel irony is that the tariffs were supposed to help the American.
So that's insane. So I'm assuming, so that's like for someone with a degree that matches their job.
Yeah.
Right?
That's not just like the underwater basket weaving. That's also like my career.
Crazy.
That's also like the sciences. That's across the board.
So is that because there's a lack of work?
No. So there's a number of combinations for this, and well, let me address it right after. Let me address it. Let's watch the ending of this clip, and I'll address exactly what your question is. Well, no, actually, I'll address it right now. Give me a second, Wes. So your question is like, what's driving that? So there's multiple factors in that, but entry-level workers are like the lowest on the totem pole when it comes to like a company's portfolio of people. The experience, because you know what to expect. You know that your ROI is going to be there. With a new grad, with a new hire, you've got to spend the time to invest in that person to get them up to speed. Also, part of it is there's so many factors, but another one is like the level of trust in Gen Z new hires. especially as they've gone through COVID and had to work online, learn online and stuff. There's a lot of companies that are like, well, these probably aren't worth hiring too, because there's a stigma about Gen Z being lazy or the next generation after, which you could argue there's some play with that, but not everybody is lazy. There are people.
I would call it more apathetic, because like, where's the advancement? Like, I like the blaming of our generation.
Yeah.
I enjoy that, because it's like, oh, like we're supposed to be, oh, it's so happy, wonderful time. You think about the earlier and like middle millennials, and you think about like they got a lot of prosperity. They got to experience a lot of that. I don't remember that. Like, I remember maybe like 3 years of Trump, and it's all been bad. It's bad Obama, bad Bush,
and
Biden.
We're also like the first generation to grow up with understanding that there's something more than the 9 to 5. Sure. There's a lot of quiet quitting that goes on as well, and people not wanting to work as hard because they're like, "What? I'm getting compensated, but like I'm not feeling fulfilled." Right? Because I'm sorry, maybe you guys correct me. I guess it used to be fun to work. This is my ignorance talking.
Apparently, everyone used to walk uphill backwards 20 miles in the snow. All right, and we're just pussies, you know, because we don't want to have to pay $2,000 rent. You know, Back when they paid $100 rent, that was fine, but they also walked uphill backwards in the snow.
So I think there's a combination of things. They can be. Yeah, he says. T-Blet says, I don't play the Gen Z bashing. They can be lazy, but I get it. There's nuances to all this stuff. Let's go back to the video in a second.
Well, Gen Z is just not pretending. Like, Gen Z is screwed up. We're all screwed up, but we're not pretending to be the grand poobah moral arbiter like the boomers.
Yeah.
Like
and when you see your peers riding around like a Lamborghini, it's not very enticing for certain people to like want to go out there and struggle, because now there's alternative systems that are coming out where people are like, well, I can make money this way.
Sure.
Okay, so let's go back to the video real quick and we'll finish this off.
Manufacturing industry, but those jobs were some of the hardest hit. Prices for key raw materials shot up, forcing factories to cut.
Rewind like 10 seconds. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Right there.
Saying they planned to hire 7.3% more graduates than the year before. But by 2025, that hope had almost vanished, dropping to just 0.6%. And it's getting worse. The cruel irony is that the tariffs were supposed to help the American manufacturing industry, but those jobs were some of the hardest hit. Prices for key raw materials shot up, forcing factories to cut back and scale down their workforces instead. But tariffs aren't the only economic buzzword standing between you and a job right now. Chapter 2, inflation.
Okay. He's right though. Like, dude, when he was announcing tariffs, I remember having a distinct conversation with somebody, and I said, this isn't going to be a good thing. Before everyone knew what the impact of tariffs, I'm like, this is going to do the complete opposite, because I looked at the fundamentals of what a tariff does, and I'm like, well, if it's more expensive for them to import things,
tax on us.
Yeah, it's a tax on the regular person. You mess things up too quickly, and in uncertainty, you're not going to want to hire more people.
Well, and they're also saying, like, all these countries have trade deficits with us, and we hate them because they don't buy all American goods, and we're buying all their goods. Well, the American dollar is set up as an IOU.
It's
like,
that.
It's crazy.
It's that, but then it's also, like, again, the cost to pay an American versus someone overseas. Like, they take these calculations into consideration, and we had all this red tape.
It's the robot. Now it's not even overseas. Now it's just the robot.
Now it's the robot in certain aspects, yes. So it's a very complex situation. And so, you know, here's where the story actually shifts, because, you know, even when conditions are genuinely difficult, labor is like the first thing companies cut. They cut headcount. They protect their margins, they reassure the investors, and they call it discipline. And so workers are often not being cut because the business cannot survive. They're being cut because headcount is the quickest way to protect the stock price. And investors, when you're working with a company that's public, the stock price and the investors is like second to God for these people. Okay? And so let's pull up this article.
It's not a second to God. That's blasphemy.
Oh, no.
It is their God. What's wrong?
I skipped ahead, Wes. Okay? Give me 1 second, because
We got a little too deep in the deep dive.
No, well, there's multiple things here, and I'm jumping the gun. But
dude, Tim, you just went on a deep dive.
I know. I exposed this too early.
Deep of a dive.
No, honestly, let's cover this, and I'll go back to the other point. So let's go ahead and pull up this article, the Money Full Stock Buybacks article. Is this the right one? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, let's pull this one up. Let's read this a little bit. So, stock buybacks. This is something in which, if you guys don't know what a stock buyback is, the long story explained simple is a company makes profit, they can buy their own stock, and they can make the price go higher artificially because they're literally like churning the money back in. It is the most ridiculous thing that I've ever seen, but these things do exist. Now, let me pull up this article here that shows.
Oh, will you scroll up in the chat really quick? I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It's a good super chat. I'm just taking a photo. Not a super chat. I'm just taking a photo. You scroll down.
Here?
Yeah, that's fine. I got it. Yeah.
Okay. So let's look at the stock buyback statistics here. And we're going to read this real quick. So companies, you want me to, or you got it?
I got it.
Okay.
I'll just run through real quick. Companies spent $249 billion on stock buybacks in quarter 3 2025 and $777 billion over the first 3 quarters of 2025. Also known as a share buyback or share repurchase, a stock buyback is a way for companies to return money to shareholders. Stock buybacks reached $942 billion in 2024, the highest total ever in a calendar year, but that record isn't expected to last long. Analysts are forecasting $1.2 trillion in buybacks in 2025.
Yes.
That doesn't sound like a healthy economy.
No, so $1.2 trillion in buybacks is a very big number here, guys, because it's proof that not every layoff is directly funded. That is proof. That is not proof that every layoff is directly funded to the buyback, but it is proof where the priority is. And so if you're not,
that check is big.
Yeah, they're
at the expense. Like, hey, we got to fire people. Make sure we got to make more money.
Yes, that is a good analysis. And here's the thing: if it's the highest on record, while you also have like some of the biggest and quickest layoffs on record at the same time, then the numbers are like contrasting.
Well, don't be racist, because Trump did say that we were going to be tired of winning. This like the stock, that's what winning is, because we talk about the stock market, we worship the stock market.
And so it just makes you understand that a lot of this also is to appeal to the shareholder in itself. You know, like Amazon does answer to somebody, and it's the people who hold the biggest amount of money within that stock. And so another thing that I wanted to cover is, so companies are not hiding about laying people off. They're telling it directly. And so let's pull up this article about the layoffs, because I think we're looking at 6 out of 10 companies, 60% of companies are looking at laying off in 2026. And we're kind of already going through that. But 60% of employers, that's not a small number. And they were reporting this last year. And so now we're going to see that. And we have no idea how this is going to turn out. So go ahead and pull this up, Wes. Let's go read this real quick.
In September, Resume.org surveyed 1,000 U.S. business leaders about their hiring and workforce plans for 2025 and beyond. The results reveal widespread caution, with many companies freezing or slowing hiring, conducting layoffs, and preparing to replace workers with AI. Takeaways,
let's scroll down to this. Okay. I'll scroll it down here.
All right, so you want me to read?
Yeah, 1 in 3 companies will lay off workers before year's end, which is in 2025. This is an article from 2025, so go ahead and read this first part.
Yeah, I got it. In 2025, 39% of companies have already conducted layoffs. Looking ahead, 35% expect to reduce headcount before the year ends. Among companies that have conducted or plan to conduct layoffs this year, 55% cite economic uncertainty as the leading factor. Another 39% point to tariff or trade policy concerns, and 35%,
what the fuck?
I don't know what that was. 35% say AI adoption. Oh, the computer is your friend. It's going to learn how to do your job. That's come on.
Well, we're like our smart people.
That's right. And the computer's smarter than all of us now.
Now, Wes, on the screen, scroll down so people can see that chart. so people can understand what's happening
Look
here.
at that. So
economic
is that just a lie? Like just lying?
No, this isn't a lie. This isn't a lie. This is a real survey. This is real information. AI is actually not the biggest leader for why the layoffs. And I've
They're
also
scared about the economy.
Yeah, I've fact checked this as well. Like it's not like it's an illusion. AI is like the coolest version to say like, oh, that's why you're losing jobs, but it really is all the economic uncertainty. Just put this in perspective, guys. We've had 4 to 5 years of economic uncertainty. No, honestly, 6 years since COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, just imagine trying to recover after crisis after crisis after crisis. And as a company, you were trying to figure out for future projection. A lot of companies do 5 to 10 year plans, guys. They're not like our government and our president where they slap an executive order and they say, well, we're just going to keep changing things. They have to predict for the future of what their future revenue would be. And so when you've got presidents that come in, you know, he does one thing, does stimulus checks and pumps $6 trillion into the economy. Another president just says, well, we're going to tariff everything and make you guys, it leads to economic uncertainty.
Sure.
So then you see the second reason is profitability pressures.
We don't know if we can make enough money. Yeah. That's what that means.
You got trade and tariff uncertainty, and then declining revenue is number 4 on this list.
Oh,
and
you mean everyone's broke? What a surprise.
And then high interest rates. You know about high interest rates and how that affects things, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right.
You all do if you got a credit card.
So, yeah, I mean, a lot of companies, just to clarify for you guys, they also hire using loans. Because when loans and interest rates were like damn near 0%, we had a hiring spree because they could afford to expand their programs. They could make that money back because it's not a lot in interest that they're paying back, and they could get that in profitability plus productivity. So they were willing to hire at 0 to 2%. You raise rates up to 5%. Now it's starting to look a little dicey.
Right.
And so you've got to cut back because taking a loan at 5% is risky.
Sure.
Okay, so let's go back and cut to me real quick. And I'm just trying to lay this all out in an easy way. And so, you know, this is only half the problem. The other problem of this game is the AI itself. And we've been hinting at this, but again, there are AIs taking job interviews now. AI has been used to kind of help the recruiter sift through people. And so what you're going to find is a lot of the stuff used to be a more manual process. You used to have the resume go through a recruiter and they would have to read. But imagine the amount of people. So it's 2 parts to this, right? On one side, it really is people trying to optimize and make their lives easier for the recruiter, because I've talked to recruiters. It's not the easiest thing being a recruiter. They're on deadlines. They're on time. They have time crunches, and they can only look at but so many resumes. And there are some recruiters that report they will make a post, and that post will have 600 applications within 3 hours.
Instantly, yeah. Yeah.
Now, how, as a recruiter, could you physically like process all that information?
Time for the AI.
So they have to bring in the AI, but then the other part is the AI giving the interview. I wasn't expecting this, but let's go ahead and roll that clip, man. It's insane.
What challenges did you encounter and how did you address them?
Sure, that's a couple different questions. So let me start with the first one. When it comes to...
I hear you. Got it?
I'm being interviewed by an AI, and it's just
10,000 water cups. 10,000 water cups now. Generate computer, get me out of debt. computer. I'm sorry. Go ahead and play it.
just as unsettling as you'd expect. With AI everywhere in today's job search, it seems inevitable that we'd eventually get here, but still, AI avatars running job interviews is pretty next level. It seems like the process is on the rise, and I wanted to understand why, and whether they can ever be helpful. So, you made it to the interview stage of your job search. Congrats! But plot twist, before you meet with an actual human, you have to make it past an interview with an AI. A ton of companies, apparently, from Meta and Netflix to MasterCard and Domino's, have started to use these AI interviewers as part of their initial screening processes. The value add here, according to the creators of these AI tools, is that it allows some companies to talk, in some way, shape, or form, to virtually everyone who applies for a role instead of just some of those people.
Most of our customers are unable to get humans out to about 95% of applicants.
And you hope that the lucky 5% that you somehow picked out is the 5% that you should, in fact, be talking to.
All of them make the claim that these tools operate with less bias and prejudice because, after all, you're talking to an emotionless bot about why you deserve the job. What could go wrong?
Ready to get started?
Yes. AI interviews usually look like a one-on-one video call with an AI agent. I tried out one from Code Signal, which was a static photo of an AI avatar, kind of like when someone turns off their camera on Zoom and you just see their headshot. Another one, Humanly, was a fully built-out AI avatar designed to look like a human. Let's start with Humanly.
So you go through a 30-minute, 45-minute, sometimes it's even 15-minute interview. Companies can decide the length, they can decide the tone.
Could you walk me through your typical workflow from the initial deep dive conversations to the final audience-friendly product?
Compared to the other tools I tried, Humanly's AI avatar asked...
Still in the deep dive? What? This is satanic. She can't do that to you, Tim.
Oh, man. This stuff is scary. This stuff is scary.
She's stealing your whole bit.
She's stealing my whole flow.
Damn, dude.
All right, keep going. We're almost there.
Pretty good questions, and we had an okay back and forth, but the appearance of the avatar itself was approaching the uncanny valley for me. It could be pretty distracting. I had to look away from her face the whole time, or I wouldn't have been able to focus on my answers. Humanly says their AI interviewer is unique because it gets candidates talking more.
They'll average about 200 words per response to the avatar, which is more than a human doing a phone screen.
Then there was Code Signal, which I did the demo with using a photo of an AI.
Okay, so come back to us. Guys, you know,
you scared you can't compete with the AI?
No, like here's what's going through my head. I was like part of the last batch of like college graduates to like get something somewhat normal.
Right.
Like I graduated in 22, so that was at the peak of new grad hires. So like I got super lucky, but like I couldn't imagine going through that process like at that time it was already stressful. I was doing application day after day. I applied to like 400 places. You're going through screenings. Now it's already enough pressure trying to do that in front of a human, but with an AI, you're sitting there, you don't know what the AI is scanning you for. It's flawed in itself in which you don't know what actually is what it's looking for. And they've created these companies to a way in which it's a black box what the AI is looking for.
Well, it's removing the human element. And
yes.
It really is dehumanizing, honestly, to see stuff like this. And like what AI is useful for, the reason why the government is in love with it as well as the corporations is it allows them to filter through all the data that they've collected over the years. So they didn't have the means to filter through before. So for a hiring process, you go, okay, well, this seems to make sense, right? But you look at it and we watch that interview, it just doesn't work.
Yeah. And so here's my thing. I both love and hate technology. I love it for the fact of when it's used correctly. When it's used correctly, it can be the most fabulous thing to everybody, and it can help out society massively. But there also it needs to be used as an extension, as a tool, not just the full solution to where everything gets filtered through this system, because again, there are nuances that it's not going to account for. So like if a recruiter wants to help themselves like look through a bunch of applications, and maybe it's sifting through some of the ones that clearly are not applicable to that role. I support that.
Reading is totally acceptable to me. I don't see any problem with that at all. I mean,
but decision making,
applications.
But decision making should be almost a human process in itself because of the subjectivity.
Well, I mean, how are you supposed to get on a call with something that has no thoughts or dreams and is not a person?
Yeah.
And how are you supposed to advocate for yourself to something that is not human?
That is so true.
Like that's the problem.
That is so true. Yeah, there's no emotional feel, and also it's intimidating. Imagine.
Yes.
Hello, human.
Hello, human. I decide whether you eat or die. Why should you have this job application? Like that.
Did you eat breakfast today?
Yeah.
Oh, you did not? Sorry, we can't hire you for this job.
Are you a criminal? Have you done murder, torture, rape?
Yeah. So it's like, this is true. And so this is like part of the equation. The other part of the equation we got to look at. Have you heard of ghost jobs?
No. Yeah, really quick. Oh, we had the other one too. Let's read these really quick. I'm telling every young dude I know now to go to trade school. Thank you so much again, Stank Jesus. I went for 18 months. I'm going to clear 20K this, or 200. Dude, yeah. Hell yeah. 200K this year. It's not a flex by any means, just free advice.
What was your trade? Because
I think he's electrical. I think he's an electrician.
Oh yeah, electricians make good money.
Will you scroll up really quick?
Yeah.
For the other one.
Oh yeah, there was another.
It was a
super
guy
chat.
talking about.
I got it.
Oh, there it is.
This guy.
Ship jobs overseas. Tell investors it's AI. They pump the stock. I work in tech. I've seen this process everywhere. Yeah, it's gouging from all sides. Like they cut down everything they can. It's a whittling process, and we're the wood being whittled away. That's the problem. But yeah.
Okay, so now I'm surprised you haven't heard about ghost jobs. This will be shocking for you. Okay, so pretty much, let's pull up a graphic. Let's pull up that graphic of ghost jobs. Essentially, what happens when you have a ghost position is the application or the position is out there, and they post it like it's a real job, but it's not actually a real job.
Like data.
It's not data. It's and we'll read this. Let me just pull this up.
Okay.
This is going to give you the 5 reasons. It's going to be easier for us to read this than for me to explain it. Sorry, give me a second, guys. I'm just going to pull this up for.
I can read it. Actually, no, I can't.
Yeah, it is too freaking small.
Can't read that.
Okay, so let's look at number 1. So these are the reasons why they would need it. So future needs. A company may not be ready to hire yet, but wants to collect applications in advance so it can hit the ground running when it's ready to hire. Number 2.
Constant alertness. Some companies want to be on constant alert for talent, even if they lack critical openings, especially for roles they'll need quick replacements for.
You got 3, which is market insight. Companies may use ghost listings to collect direct market data and size on candidate pools, skills, availability, salary, and expectations. And then it says human oversight. Ghost jobs are sometimes unintentional. This is a very biased thing right here. Okay,
Of course, but you can see through the cracks.
Yes.
Everything they're saying, it's just HR language.
This is HR language. I should have vetted this more carefully. Okay,
let's pick it apart.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so future needs. A company may not be ready to hire yet, but wants to collect applications in advance. So that is data harvesting, like I said. And then that goes into the market insights thing. So they know exactly what they're dealing with at all times. You don't know that. You think you're applying for a legitimate job.
Yeah.
You're just a part of their process.
So they're giving you fluffy language here, but I kind of understand some of the reasons why they do ghost jobs. So one, there are metrics that they need to meet. Sometimes when it comes to, I think, loans, sometimes it comes to some monetary compensation thing where they have to show that they're growing or that they're trying to expand the company, and that comes down to their bottom line on certain things. That's one reason. And so their false metrics is part of it too.
I think what we're seeing is that profit motive without human empowerment doesn't work. And we've been sold different versions of human empowerment. And that means the DEI or whatever. No, it doesn't. It just means us living in a functional society. And they try to sell us these little tidbits to try to get us to crab in the bucket each other. We can't do that anymore. We're all in the same boat. We're all being screwed by these people. What they do is when they make more money, they cut more employees and they give more money to themselves. They buy back the stock like we just showed. It really is an evil, evil system.
Okay, so this is what it was. Yes, this is what I was trying to get. So ghost jobs, which are listings for positions that don't exist, are already filled or haven't been actively been hired for. They exist for sometimes manipulative reasons. So companies use them to create the false illusion of growth to investors. To boost. Oh, this is true. Okay, so to boost employee morale by appearing to alleviate overwork due to a build of pipeline applicants. So like I know this firsthand. I've seen this. A lot of the time when you have a small team that's either been gouged, people have left, people have been fired, a lot of that work doesn't just go into this dark ether. It gets spread across your team. And so often to keep people in the job, they say, well, we're still hiring for this role and we're trying to get people. We've got applicants, and it keeps you on the hamster wheel feeling like, okay, help is on the way, guys. Help is on the way.
We go ahead and throw that up from MAGA Kitten Ultra. It's right there.
This one?
Yeah. It's a little misleading. You should clarify these skill jobs are about 2 years to get the cert, but they're working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day on per diem out of state to make $200K a year. Here's the thing. That's objectively a much better deal than going to college and getting in $200,000 of debt. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Like, people used to get on whaling ships and go and hunt whales. Okay, people used to do crazy stuff. Here's the thing, like, doing a little bit of work is not the problem as long as there's a reward at the end of the line. The problem is doing all the work and then there's nothing at all. That's the issue.
Yeah, I would say not all trading jobs might be worth it. Some legitimately do give you a work-life balance, as I've seen. It is a complex situation with that. But again, I wouldn't say every job, like there are actual degrees that give you a good ROI. But again, it's the people I don't have sympathy for are the ones that didn't go to like the college that gave them like scholarships or like, you know, as much financial aid as possible. And they either go for the having fun thing or they just want to go for the status. And so they'll go to a school that will give them the school that seems cool on paper, but you realize when you get into the job market, Harvard doesn't give you as much as the same pull as you would expect in certain environments. Like there are other colleges.
Hate you.
Well, there's other colleges that have just as good degrees that come out of those schools where they're known in the workplace. So it's not all about the title.
And I think that I think Stank Jesus said that he got a degree in like electrical maintenance, or he got a skill in that. So he like someone asked to repair the robots. That's what he said in the super chat.
Okay, so he said, "This is exactly what I'm doing, Matt Kitten. I'm retired. I retired my wife this year and have zero school debt."
Nice.
Hey, good for you, man.
Huge W.
Good for you.
The $90 pizza.
Yeah. So.
This is like the $500 WWE.
Well, Wes is a little ahead of time here, but okay. So let's talk about this. So the people hit the hardest are the ones just starting out, and so we talked about like, you know, if getting back is difficult for experienced workers, the situation is worse for the people who are trying to, the new grad, the new guy around the block, and they're told to do everything right, get the degree, build the resume, get the internship, start climbing, and they got to the ladder, and then they found out the first rung was actually missing, and you can't do anything.
Fall off and you die.
Right?
Yeah.
So, you know, companies want to plug and play workers with less training and overhead, like I talked to you about earlier. And so lower level tasks are also being absorbed by software. And we're seeing this in a lot of the tech companies. So AI, some of these bots have, some of these softwares have gotten very good at doing a lot of the trivial things that used to be given to the least experienced coders. That used to be just more busy work. Now this is also, you've got lawyers that are now offloading some of their paralegal stuff to AI too. So that is coming into play too. But there's also another thing, and I call it this negative feedback loop of how the job market works. And so they're putting these layoffs that exist, but it's also because people are spending less. But they're also spending less because things cost more. And some things just cost more and they make no sense. And so what Rex was alluding to, if you go to Disneyland, they have a meal, family of four bundle deal for the low price of $90.
Incredible.
Let's go and play this video, and you tell me if this pizza's worth it, man.
$89.99 and 49 cents.
Oh, it would be so irresponsible. I got dinner. He's like, whatever you want in the park, we get it. I think he thinks we're going to get a churro or a hot dog.
Yeah, it's not irresponsible if we could convince Cody T to pay for it.
Cody. So you're buying next thing.
I know I'm about to get hit with the $90 pizza, right?
Oh, you are.
Let's see what a $90 pizza tastes like.
God.
Think about just the light air about me in this moment.
Where's the $90 pizza like?
Watch this card decline. I heard there was a $90 pizza.
It's right there. I go back and
buy $100 worth of merch
to recoup my devastating financial loss.
Wow. Thank you.
Look at that pizza.
You know, Tim, there's a Domino's not far from here. We could go to the dumpster out back behind the Domino's. We could find a $90 pizza. Maybe we could sell them to people on the street.
Oh my. That stuff don't even look better than Little Caesars. And I'm not
that's not Little Caesar. That's Little Caesar.
A Little Caesar.
Yeah, you're gonna eat it, you're gonna fall over and stroke out. Good grief. Man.
And then you saw like the pitiful salads that came with it.
Right.
Unbelievable. Keep going. Let's watch the rest of this.
I thought the Kens was because they knew the boys were about to dip. Why are we here? What is the meaning of life? Does this pizza taste like $90?
Yeah, there we go. Thank you, bro. This might be $90 pepper.
Do you think these are cured in house?
Very peppery. Pepperoni. Wait, is that one makes pepperoni? It's so good right now.
We're literally giving away free pizza. There's a guy at Costco, like the CEO, who I read on the internet almost killed somebody when they proposed the idea of raising the price of the hot dog and soda. That guy doesn't work here. What are the odds these tomatoes are from San Marzano?
Is it possible? I don't know. I'll probably cut this part out.
Straighten the Kens. I don't care. Look at this hoodie.
Oh, we could have put our pizza on this.
I'm gonna teach you all about tax evasion.
Wait, there's a pizza that's $89.99.
89. All right. What do you think about that?
Oh, I mean, where do we even begin? It's probably cost them like $2 to make it. You know, maybe less.
Maybe less. I don't know.
That $1.15.
The pizza was what was sogging like all the way down to where it was like in a 90-degree angle. That ain't good pizza.
No, it's disgusting. And you'd think for like you pay for that much, you think that they would at least take pride in what they're going to serve you. They absolutely don't because they don't have to. Because if you look at the people in the video, they're happy, they're nice, they're good people. I'm sure that's cattle. Like that's feeding the
fake tomato sauce, fake marinara, the breadsticks. So it came with a large pizza, some breadsticks, maybe a couple of drinks, and some like ice cube lettuce. What is that? What is it called? What's that lettuce that is like the cheapest lettuce? Iceberg lettuce.
Yeah.
That's the salad they're giving you guys, and they give you a couple of packets of that, like the dressing inside of the little packet.
Yeah, it's prison food.
$90. And so when you think about that, Disney raised their prices, right, to that. I don't know what it used to be.
Sure.
But how do you, first of all, just getting a ticket into Disney is like $100.
Right.
And that's like that's like per person, I feel like, right? So by the time you get the tickets, by the time you're like trapped inside the amusement park, because it takes a lot of effort. They make it strategic to where you got to walk very far just to leave the amusement park, so you're not incentivized to go get lunch somewhere else.
Why do you want to go to
Dude, Disneyland was something that was just a euphoric thing as a kid. As a kid, I used to be one of those kids that used to go to Universal Studios, Disneyland, and SeaWorld. That was like our yearly Christmas trip.
SeaWorld is also cool.
You know?
Okay.
And it used to be obtainable back then. Now it's just like, forget it.
Well, see, it used to be for kids. Now it's for adults because the adults have the money.
You got Lindsey Graham there with the bubble wine.
Well, Lindsey Graham can afford it. You can't. He can go do that. That's who the American
$90 pizza for all of y'all.
That's right. Put it on the Ukrainian tab. But how much more do we have?
We're almost done. So
okay, because I'm pretty wiped out here.
Yeah, I mean, so pretty much it's pretty much this is the last thing here, and this is the negative feedback loop that starts, right? So Disney is one of those companies that has done massive layoffs. They've done it because their profitability, quote unquote, has not been as high as it has been. But then also a lot of that's being driven off of the fact that people can't afford to go to Disney. They can't afford the $90 pizza. Consumers are spending less. You understand what it's like when consumers spend less and what that does to your bottom line. And so it creates this negative feedback loop to where even the employee can't afford to get to make purchases. And if the purchases aren't driving the revenue, then it creates them wanting to create more cuts because they're like, we're still not making any money. No one's visiting our amusement parks. And so you just see how it's a negative spiral.
Dude, I really think if they were willing to sacrifice their margins a little bit, they could be profitable. That's what's so crazy about all these American companies. It's like the economy's bad. Things are hard to find. Things are expensive. They're not this expensive. It's not $90 pizza expensive. Why didn't they even make $49.99? Why not? Like you're still going to make like $200 extra money or whatever it is. They choose to do it because we accept it. We are all at fault. Like when I was in Vegas, I didn't gamble until the last day when my flight got delayed and I lost $100 at a slot machine. That's idiot tax. That's my retard payment that I had to make.
Mhm.
And if I'm not the retard and I don't make the payment, then that whole system doesn't exist.
It's true.
But it exists off of me and off of all of us.
That's a good
involved in
point.
it.
That is a good point. Consumerism is the thing that
Yes,
fuels
sure,
America, right?
Sure.
And so the economy is built off of that. Every single moment you are bombarded with ads, you are bombarded with all types of ways to play the game that keeps you locked up.
Sure.
You know, there's not really financial literacy ads that like want to teach you and help you out, right? I rarely see that.
They don't do that at school.
Yeah, and so I'm pretty much done with this deep dive. But what I look at this is, I just feel bad when I see all of these things happening, and it's just the system's broken. That's the only way that I can put it. And the people at the top don't really care. And you know, the video, maybe I don't know if you have enough energy for it. I could also solo it out.
Yeah, we'll watch the video. It's cool.
Okay. The video I was looking at was just how much money we were spending on the war. And so I just look at that, and then I just look at what I just did the deep dive on and how bad of a situation it is here at home for people to find jobs. And it's just, I felt bad as I was consuming the content and just looking at that, man.
Oh, wow. We got a 50.
Well, we got to read the first.
Thank you, Stank Jesus. Also, check your local cities for trade unions. They have paid apprenticeships, and the benefits pay tends to be great. You'll get paid to learn a skill. Very cool.
Thank you, Stank Jesus.
Thank you for that. Thank you for all the support tonight. Thanks, Rex. Methyl products. Which one, methylene blue or the methyl drive? Oh, that display. There we go.
Thank you, Kent.
Thank you, Kent.
Kent's a superstar.
We love you, man. Thank you for supporting the show. It means a lot.
Does mean a lot.
Support like that. And we're going to figure out pretty soon what we're going to do with all this fun. We're going to figure out what we're going to do with the studio. We're going to have some cool things planned for you guys. You want to stay tuned. We appreciate every time you super chat, you're just helping the show. And like that's where the money is going. Like we haven't even touched
any of it.
But going forward in the future, we're going to upgrade.
Yeah, we have to upgrade.
Yeah, and it's going to be really cool. Thank you for the support.
So
life is good in Israel and spells Israel.
Wes, the last video that we'll show, and I wanted the stream to just be a little bit longer because we haven't been on for a while. We didn't do a Thursday. You know.
I literally haven't slept, guys.
He hasn't slept. He's gassed.
Yeah, I haven't slept like.
Let me know if you need to hop on. I'll run the show still.
Fine. Let's watch the video.
Wes, that video is the first post. Is that the one that's at the top of the chart there? Let me see.
I have to go to bed in a few hours or things are going to start getting creepy. I don't want that.
Okay, so yes, Wes, you have it highlighted there. The Iran 1 trillion. Let's go ahead and play that. I was watching this today and I was just like, wow. All right, let's go ahead and play that.
Wars are rarely what they seem at the start. They are announced with confidence, planned with precision, and sold with a promise. Quick, decisive, and affordable. But history tells us a very different story. Think about it. When Russia moved into Ukraine, the expectation was simple. A few weeks, maybe a quick takeover. But that did not happen. When the United States went into Iraq, initial estimates warned it could cost $200 billion, and the final bill around $5 trillion. Afghanistan was supposed to be swift as well. It stretched into a 20-year war costing more than $2 trillion. There is a clear pattern here. Wars don't just drag on, they expand. And more importantly, they become far more expensive than anyone expects. Now look at what's happening with Iran. At the beginning, the expectation was familiar. This would be quick, controlled, and relatively inexpensive. But within just the first few days, the Pentagon reported costs of $11.3 billion. That number sounds massive, but here's the catch. It is not the real number. Let's break it down in simple terms. Right now, this war is costing around $11,574 every second. That's over $41 million every hour and roughly $1 billion every single day. By day 46, the total crossed $51 billion. Pause for a moment and think about that.
Okay, so we go back a little bit just where we have the number on the screen, like that kind of chart here. Yeah, look at just the whole, there we go. Okay. Yeah, so think about this. This is just my thought experiment. This is what I've been thinking about. What if we did, a lottery every day? We gave away $41 million. Who wouldn't vote for that? You have a real chance.
You would be the favorite president ever,
yeah,
right?
Dude, you'd be goated. And you wouldn't be killing people. You wouldn't be destroying international relations. You'd be pissing money away and making inflation worse. But we're doing that already. So, why can't we just have one thing nice? Please.
Yeah,
that's my point.
And these numbers, by the way, are underreported. It's actually worse than this, is what you'll find in this video.
We'll play the rest of it. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Good point.
The total crossed $51 billion. Pause for a moment and think about that. Every single day, $1 billion is being burned. So where is all this money going? A big part of it is weapons. Modern warfare is not just about soldiers, it's about technology. Missiles, drones, air defense systems, and these are not cheap. For example, a Tomahawk missile, often used in precision strikes, is valued at about $2 million in existing stock, but replacing it today costs up to $3.5 million. That's because inflation.
That math. So
we covered this.
I must have had amnesia because I didn't realize. I just thought about, okay, each Tomahawk, we're launching them. It costs money to launch them. But I didn't realize a lot of that stuff was stuff we had for a very long time that we never used.
And now reordering is more expensive. I swear we talked about this on the journal.
Did we?
I swear. We must have read an article or something about this.
But
you did a deep dive on this. You were talking about you had the missile launcher and you were like, it's this expensive versus that expensive.
Yeah, well, what they were talking about in that video was they were just charging more for the Javelin. We were talking about the Javelin was a cost then, but I didn't think about it in the sense of replacing it versus existing stock, because that Tomahawk missile could have been made 5-10 years ago or something like that. So again, this is mind-boggling.
It is.
$1.5 million to replace that same Tomahawk, and it's getting used instantly. It's not even going back in the stockpile all the time. It's not sustainable. Now keep going.
Newer technology and supply chain costs have pushed prices higher.
The United States buys weapons like a drug addict buys drugs. I have enough. It's gone. That's the attitude.
I don't need saving.
It's an addict's mentality. We'll go back to it.
The same goes for Patriot missiles used to shoot down incoming threats. Older inventory values them at $1 to $2 million, but the newer ones up to $5 million each. Now imagine this. Iran has launched thousands of drones and hundreds of ballistic missiles.
So I'm thinking about it. Remember when we covered the deep dive, part of it is it's cost more because the demand is higher. It's a supply and demand. So what are you going to do? You are going to charge more for something that has less supply of it.
Sure.
And so they're artificially also raising the cost of whatever it costs. Now, given there are some inflation factors there, but from going from 1 million to 5 million, are you kidding me?
It's also we have to go to war so we can have the rare earth minerals required to make the weapons to go to war.
Right.
See how it's a circle?
Yeah.
We have to go to war to get the rare earth minerals so that we can go to war again.
So we can go to war again.
So round and round we go in the bullshit lane.
Good point. Good point. Yeah. All right, keep going.
To stop them, the US has to fire interceptors, each costing millions. In just the first 100 hours, interceptor costs alone may have reached up to $3.7 billion. And that is just defense. There's also fuel, logistics, and maintenance. Fighter jets don't just fly, they need constant servicing. Ships don't just sail, they require crews, repairs, and supplies. Take the USS Gerald Ford, for example, one of the most advanced and the world's largest aircraft carrier. It costs $13 billion. During deployment, it faced a massive fire, exposed hundreds of sailors to smoke, and had serious system failures. At one point, it was costing $400,000 a day just to manage basic sanitation issues on board. Now it needs over a year of repairs. None of this is included in the early cost estimates, and that's the key issue. The Pentagon often...
So, all right, so something is happening here. Come back to us if you would. Something is happening here that's organic, and this is what makes the gray area so good. MAGA Kid and Ultra just says that Tim should do a deep dive on how much of the debt that we actually own, the government owns it, it's a scam. We're going to look into that. We're going to try to cover that.
I'll do a
There's
deep
meat
dive
on the bone there.
I promise you, I'll do a deep dive on this.
That's a great topic. And here's the thing. That's what makes Gray Area such a great show, is it really is like viewer, listener, the home viewer. It's what you want to hear about.
So when you talk about doing a deep dive on how much of the debt we actually own, is it you're talking about how much of the 41 trillion is in the United States versus other people owning that debt?
Correct.
That's a good.
I think that's a great topic.
That's a great topic.
Thank you for that. I just want to say
thank you, MAGA Kid.
Appreciate all the good suggestions. And if you want to leave us good suggestions, best thing to do, subscribe, YouTube, Rumble, Gray Area Talks, go on X, follow me, follow Truism, Tim on X, follow Gray Area Talks. Let us know what you want us to cover, and we'll do the best job we can for you.
Yes.
Seriously.
100%. Thank you. You know, we really genuinely care. I will be doing this deep dive. Okay, let's go and watch the rest of this.
Reports costs based on what equipment was originally purchased for, not what it costs to replace it today. It's like saying your old phone is worth what you paid 5 years ago, ignoring how much a new one costs now. So when the official numbers say 11.3 billion, the real number could be much higher. A Harvard academic recently estimated that the overall cost of this war may reach $1 trillion. And who's going to pay for it? Common American taxpayers. The impact doesn't stop at the battlefield either. It hits ordinary people quietly but sharply. Before the conflict, gas prices in the United States.
Yeah, this. So that was the moment I sat down, and you can cut back to me real quick, that it really hit me about this, right? Because we were just, everyone's spitting out the 11 trillion, everybody's spitting out the 11,000, and then really, you don't really ask the question, well, are those numbers accurate? Are they up to date? Oh no, it's actually worse. And so
we always find this out.
Right. And so when I just think about how the system is built, because we are a capitalistic society, and I'll never knock on people's ability to sell products, sell what they want.
I disagree.
What?
Because you're going to defend the American system, and I agree with you on that.
No, on certain parts.
Well, what I'm saying here, like, we don't have capitalism. Like, this is it's a monopoly.
So, and you're going to exactly where I'm going, because in a real free market, it's a lot different. And here's the thing. You wake up, guys, you open your phone, there's an ad. And Netflix for $7.99 for forever used to be no ads, just get to watch it. Now, if you want to have the freaking premium version, you're paying like almost $20, right?
Total rate.
And if you want the regular same $7.99, you got to pay, which is probably a little bit higher. Oh, you need ads, right?
Despicable.
So it's like, a lot of people, you guys are educated. The people that are watching the show are educated. They understand the scams that are going on, because these are the things that we cover. But I'm telling you, I know an average person who does not care about anything that happens in this world and just lives on life by accident and just decides, well, it's just the way that it is, and doesn't decide to educate themselves. They're getting robbed without even realizing it.
Sure. That's the system. It's a giant filter feeder.
So it's like, I want to believe in the capitalistic society where we have checks and balances and the people just do right. And for me, I felt my friend looks over to me. He says, he's like, what do you think about this? I said, I feel jaded. I was like, I feel bad. Like I was like, even though we're doing whatever we're doing, I'm not immune to the economic pressures. I'm not sitting here making $1 million a day. Nothing like that. I feel the same gas that happens when you guys feel it.
And because you're invested and because you're a business owner and working in these various fields, because of all those various factors, people don't realize this. Like, we have to deal with a lot. Like, our costs have basically doubled, if not tripled, over the past 2 years.
Just even on property, man.
It's crazy.
I'm a landlord, and I don't want to have to raise my rates on somebody.
Right.
But when I looked at the math and the cost that it took to like repaint the walls, $4,000 for just repainting the 4 walls inside of the house.
Sure.
I was like, that's not sustainable. Anytime you have something that breaks down, it's like a $300 cost there, $400 cost there. Yes. And look, people can be like, well, you didn't have to choose to be a landlord, Tim. No, I did because
you're trying to create economic opportunity.
I'm trying to create an economic opportunity. I am not trying to be a slave to the system, because I realize that you can either complain about it or you become an asset owner and you invest in what we have here in order to actually have some fight against inflation.
Sure.
Because every single person that's on White House, the Capitol Hill, spending the money, like, they're all millionaires. They don't care. They're just going to spend the money like it's a blank check.
Yes.
And so you're going to continue to get like literally railed every single day.
Rape. And here's the thing. There's a reason why I use that word. Like, we are being raped by the current system. Like, here's the thing. I've been in fulfillment for many years. I've been in e-commerce for many years. All this type of stuff, right? Used to make sense to do free shipping over $50. Now I can't do that anymore because of the diesel price. So that's gone up. Your package used to cost you $6. Now it costs you $13 to get it shipped.
And
Welcome to the new world.
And here's the thing. You really have no choice in today's age if you do not want to be affected by inflation, which you have zero control over, which you got to understand you really do have zero control over it. You have to own the assets as they appreciate. You also start to hedge inflation against those things.
It also never goes down.
But here's
it never goes down.
It never goes down.
It's always going up. It just slows down.
But here's the hard part. They don't incentivize people to learn how to actually catch the fish. They just want to take the fish. They don't want to teach you how to actually save your money, because if you're saving your money, then you're not helping the economy grow. And our GDP is just fraud at this point. Who comes up with these numbers?
It's all a complete felony. It's felonious activity at every level of corporate, government, whatever you want to call it, leadership. It's literally, they're just criminals. They're committing fraud because they're saying they want to make things better, when in fact they know they're making things worse for people, but they can make money off of it.
Yeah.
And we're not playing that.
So I in that moment today, just sitting there, I don't know how I'm going to do this. This is my goal over the course of, like, as I grow up, as I become something, my incentive is going to be to fight against these systems.
Okay.
Because I'm aware. I don't care if it takes me that time I'm like 45 to start making some type of difference, because everything that I'm doing, I'm going to be doing it to actually change the system, because it's not sustainable. It is not sustainable.
No, it's not.
There's no possible way.
Well, you think about it, like, we're gonna see some real crazy things in this country. We're gonna see some things that y'all didn't think you were going to see here. We're going to see, like 30 women in a trap house, and that would be normal, in like the 2030s.
Well,
here's the thing. You want Brazil? We're going to get Brazil because of the decisions that the older people have made.
Well, and I'm just thinking about this. I can't don't hate the player, hate the game. I'm going to be playing the game. The same dudes that have their own lobbies. I don't know how I'm going to try to align with people. I'm going to try to figure out a way to gain enough capital to lobby for the American people to, like, maybe I got to start paying off some people in Congress, and that's the only way that I could.
Is it's youth empowerment. And here's the thing, is like, there's going to be, it's like the guy talked about, like, like the older people are leaving the trade jobs. Like, it's an incredible time to get in on the ground floor and get the real experience. Like, that's what we're experiencing too. Like, the 2030s and the 2040s especially are going to be a time of incredible renewal, regrowth, healing in the country, if we still have a country.
Yeah.
And it's our job as younger people to go through these tough times and to endure it and to not turn on the entire system that we were given just because the boomers may have done a boom. Like, we got to keep in mind, this is why I want to do more constitutional stuff. I want to read the Federalist Papers, talk about that on air. Like, we have a good system. We really do. And it's not like, oh, we have to invent some new radical space civilization. We don't have to do that. We have to go back to what the country is supposed to be. What is the country? The country is a constitutional republic. We are supposed to have elected representatives that represent you. Does 80-year-old, God knows who, Adam Schiff, do they represent you? Absolutely not. Does 80-year-old Lindsey Graham represent you? Absolutely not. What about Blumenthal? It's so insane. And we talk about this all the time that we have, and here's the thing, we love our older audience. If you're smart and you're wise, and you're older, we respect you. But if you're one of these people that has voted to make the country worse for 50 years and you're proud of it, I will use boomers.
I mean, I won't even just say boomers. I even throw some of the Gen X. I even throw some of the millennials. I even throw some of the new people that are getting in there, the AOCs and stuff. You know, she's more interested in almost being like kind of popular and cool and position herself in the long run. And
that's
maybe
all going to go away.
And maybe it's because they look at the system and they're like, ooh, I didn't realize how bad it was and I can't actually really change anything. So it's like the only thing I can think of is you have to change at the ground level. That's why we're doing the America First. That's why we're going there on the 2nd.
Let's talk about that. Let's close it out because I'm completely wiped out. But
No.
On May 2nd, we're going to be up there. A bunch of other people are going to be up there as well. It's an America First speakers event, collaboration event.
Let's see if I can pull it up.
Probably going to do some shows with people. Amy Dangerfield, Jake Shields, a bunch of other people will be there as well. It's going to be super fun. We're looking forward to that. I assume that's going to be live stream. We'll probably stream.
It's going to be live stream. They're going to give us a dedicated stream for us to broadcast it as well. Everyone is going to be broadcasting it on their respective channels, and it'll be broadcasted on the America First. Let me just quickly see if I can find this. I'm going to find the what it looks like so people can understand what we're talking about.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's America First United on Twitter.
Okay, hold on. I'm just going to copy and paste this link. Okay, Wes, I'm going to DM this to you, Wes, on the EVMux. Here we go. Okay, I just sent you this. Yeah. Let's go ahead and pull that up real quick, and we just want to show because we're gonna start advertising this. We're only 12 days away now.
America First United, or United for America First, Columbus, Ohio. Burn the system, build the future. That's going to be in 12 days. It's crazy how time flies. It's going to be in 12 days.
And the beautiful part about this is it is bipartisan. It's like. It's not even like
post-partisan.
Post-partisan. Yeah, that's a good point.
It's post-duopoly.
Yes.
We're not, like, it's my mission to talk to as many people as I can. Like you talked about with, like, trying to make sure, like, systems get changed and working inside and doing stuff like that. It's my mission to talk to literally every single American and get them to reject the Democrat and the Republican Party. I want them to burn their jersey in front of me.
Okay, so
that's what I want.
Scroll down, Wes. We're going to show numbers don't lie. So it's expected to be pretty big. I didn't know how many. So 35 plus confirmed speakers. We will be 2 of the speakers there. 45 plus media outlets. Estimated 5 million viewers. I mean, it's gonna be big. And as I look at this, you can see some of the people. You've got Amy. You've got Michael. What's his last name? Rechtenwald. Okay. And so you got Jake Shields, which you're a good buddy.
There are a bunch more people.
But the whole point of this is, you know, Amy came on the show. She was like, we're doing this because there's people on the right and left that have these grassroots positions in which they're not part of the establishment and they know what the average American needs. And they're like, we need to shine some more light on these political issues because you're going against like a Byron Donalds who's got like millions of dollars in his bank account to and all the support from the mainstream of Congress. And you've got, you know, he's going against a Fishback, and Fishback is not going to be as well financed for that.
But they're willing to put in the effort. And that's the main thing. And we're going to see where that gets us, just mainlining, redlining effort. And I think people are going to be successful kind of in these primary political campaigns. I'm done.
No, you're good. You're good.
One more word will come out of my mouth that's serious. I'm completely checked out now.
Yeah, no, you're good.
No, I'm just here until you're done. But
I'm just gonna read some comments.
No, you're good.
I got a little bit more energy. Like I said, I can run it, bro. Like I'm not.
All right. I love you all. You can catch me tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. New American Journal here on X. It's going to be on the Rex X Gray Area YouTube channel for people that can't watch it on X. I'll have all the channels and stuff set up. I've been awake for 36 hours.
No, he needs to go to sleep.
Or not layoff. I had a layover in the airport that was 12 hours, slept on the floor. They kept on the vacuum cleaner. Every time I get ready to go to sleep, we go, and I would just be like, I want to kill you, but I can't do it because they're going to get me in trouble.
Yeah.
So I'm done. Thank you all. Love you.
I just want to selfishly be on with you guys still because
No. Go ahead. Thank you, Wes. Love you too.
It's been a minute since we've talked. It's been a minute since we've done, a 2-hour plus live stream because it's been hard. There's been a lot of changes. There's been a lot of stuff moving. Rex is working his ass off. I'm working my ass off. It is a lot of work to be live constantly and also trying to find ways in the background of like, okay, how do we grow this thing? Trying to make connections. That Vegas trip going to the Hodge Twins, super cool, but also, it can get chaotic and trying to figure out things. And so I just want to spend a little bit more time with you guys because I genuinely love you guys. I don't think you guys understand. Like when I do this and I do the deep dive, I'm genuinely thinking about like, okay, how can I educate people in a way where they wake up? Because there's no way for us to just continuously be trapped inside of this system. And it's no longer this bipartisan thing, right? Like that's the whole reason why we're doing this America First thing, because it's not about just being anti-immigrant. I know people are like, oh, it means kick them all out. No. It means Americans are struggling. Our society is reaching a collapse. People haven't gotten jobs like we're talking about. And this is the time for us to stop launching Tomahawk missiles and to actually prioritize the people, as you have seen. So, again, I'm going to read some of these comments because it's been a while since I've had a chance to talk with you guys. I don't normally do the solo, but I really just want to spend a little bit more time with you guys here. Let's see what else we got. So we got 1980s. Pain Train says we are destined for balkanization in the near future, just like the USSR. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. He said America First, MAGA is dead. So here I'm gonna highlight this. This is why America First is a little bit of a tricky situation when you think about it. People think it got hijacked in a certain way to where some people on the extreme perspectives took it and they ran with it. And they took it to an extreme that didn't necessarily speak to the message. The original reason why it was because during the Biden administration, we all were struggling. We were all suffering under the crippling inflation that was going on. And so the whole point was just, let's prioritize. So it's not about MAGA. MAGA kind of attached itself to America First. This is nothing like this. This is something that comes like irrespective of any candidate, any party. It's almost like its own third party, which is independent from the duopoly system. Okay, Rex is I agree with you. Rex is coming back. He agreed with my point just there. He's going to come back and give a point.
It's not about a political party, okay? It's about changing the country and realizing we all have to be united, okay? And like these things that divide us, whether that's being a Democrat, whether that's being a Republican, we're not playing that anymore. I honestly think it needs to be more parliamentary, not in system, but in like we need to have a bunch of different groups where people can actually pick and choose. But okay, what do we actually want our government to look like? Is it just going to be two different groups of people that pretend to hate each other but both stand up for Netanyahu? Like, I would like to see some diversity of political thought. And I'd rather—
That is so true.
I would rather support people and their mission and their ideology for making the country better rather than some party they have to sign up for like political donations. I totally agree.
100%.
Great point.
No, I 100% agree. And so like, like Rex coming back to the mic is a clear representation. This stuff matters to him too. He's gassed, but he needs to throw his other 2 cents because these are the things that— this is the only thing you can do right now is to speak out about it. This is a real care. And I think I realized that you guys care too. And one of the things that I look at when I do all of this is, what am I going to do with what I'm trying to do in terms of like gathering influence? I thought about it. A lot of people, when they want to be like famous on social media or they want to like make a bunch of money, they're like, I want the cool car. I want the Lambo. I want the the flashy things. And if you were to ask me years ago when I was just kind of starting out and thinking about it, I selfishly had those ideas when I started my own show. I'm like, oh, this is a way for me to like make money and do something. And then, you know, as you grow up, you gain a little bit more knowledge. You realize, well, if you've got resources and you have the ability to impact some sort of change, then you almost do have a duty to do the right thing for the people who do not have that or who may not be brave enough to actually step out. And that's why, like, I remember Rex talking about this earlier. He said, Fuentes said, don't start a show. Do not do this. This is not something that you want to do. It's super hard. And Rex was like, hold on. No, you should be able to do that. And everyone should, because every single person that you see on the internet today started out that way because they took the leap. They took the test of time to actually go out and speak on something that they were passionate about. I see Nimrod Pod. He's out there grinding. He's out there trying to get candidates. He's out there trying to push his show. However you want to put your voice out there, I encourage everybody, if you want to start a show, it is hard work. But if you get through all the noise, you get through, like we had like 30 people watching us at the beginning of this. I don't know who were those original 30 people, but it was small. Okay. But knowing that your voice is going out there into the void and you don't know if anyone's listening, it takes time. It takes a lot of time and a lot of patience. And that is my mission. After I watched that video that we watched earlier today, it clicked for me. I said, I got to do something. I don't care if it takes me 10 years. I don't care if it takes me 15 years. I don't care if it takes me 20 years. And so you're going to see if I gain any power, any influence, I'm going to be trying to undo the system. And they might kill me for it. That's what they do to every single person who tries to push back against the system, and they try to put enough fear. But strength in numbers, and I'm going to find people who are aligned with my mission, our mission here on the gray area, to get away from this stupid system that does not serve the average person. So it's not about MAGA. It's not about the woke left transgender shit. Like, it is none of that. We just bare minimum essentials, and that's what we're focused on. So I appreciate you guys staying tuned, sticking with me. I just wanted to spend a little bit more time. Oh, Wes has the newsletter that's up. This isn't me trying to like pitch you guys. Wes has it up. I'll show you guys this newsletter real quick. You do not have to, but if you want to support, this is one of the things that I did because I wanted to contribute back. The things that I just spoke about were real for me, okay? I wanted to find a way that I could deliver information to you guys in a nonpartisan way that you guys could spend time reading something, educating yourself when I'm not doing the deep dives, okay? Because I'm only on twice a week. Sometimes it gets canceled because we're doing something, but this is the way that you stay up to date every single week. I'm going to try to start getting contributors for this, but this is the Gray Area Files. This is a newsletter for less than a cup of coffee a month. You can get the newsletter. You get all of the same content that I'm trying to give you guys in a condensed down version that will be something that you will value. And for, you're going to go to Starbucks, you're going to spend the $6 it costs for a grande anyways. Might as well get some information, but I digress. Again, this is if you want to support genuinely. That's why I kept it at 5. I didn't want to do something outrageous. This is something that goes right back into the show. But if you love what I'm doing with these deep dives, this is the place for you. You can find it on our X account. If you go to Gray Area Talks on X, as you can see, it'll be a link in the bio, and you'll find it there among all the other things. It's called Gray Area Files, okay? I am going to conclude with that. Genuinely appreciate every single person that has stuck in today, that has watched, that has tuned in, that has stayed this far. We're going to change the system one building block at a time, guys. One building block at a time. I love you guys. I really am genuine when I say all this stuff. I'm just a normal guy just trying to do something positive in this world. And at the end of the day, I believe in every single one of you. If you guys are struggling out there, I sincerely feel for you because it's not easy for anybody right now. But again, Gray Area Talks, we'll be back on Thursday. Catch Rex tomorrow. Rex will be on doing the American Journal. I might be popping in for some guest appearances, but this is kind of going to be also his solo show for him to do his thing. And this is something that you guys want to do. We're going to try to figure out what happens on the new network, how we get integrated on that. But this won't be the last time you guys see us on InfoWars. A lot of stuff is changing, but you will see more of the good content that we have going forward. Thank you guys for the great show. I will be covering MAGA Kitten's thing on what is it called? The debt. That'll probably be next Sunday's deep dive. I will not forget. Catch us next Thursday. You might catch me on this week just for maybe an hour on Rex's show on the American Journal. Take care. God bless. See you guys. Love you.
Modern life has left us out of balance.